Okay, so welcome to Shark's BA Learning Run for the month of July. Okay, at this point of time, it's about 4 minutes more before it is 10 a.m. on the clock, according to my time. Okay, I'm on GMT plus 8. So, uh, I'm just going to get started first. Okay, now, before we get started, there's a couple of things that I want to briefly mention. So, Dix, your mic transmitting. You can hear the buzzing noise.
It's a fan.
Yeah, it's a fan or something. Okay, thanks. Okay, so okay, before we get started, there's a couple of things that we need to do. Okay, now first and foremost, I'm going to be running communications through voice chat for today's session. So the usual thing that applies for all my sessions. Yeah, kindly type in your party to ask everyone to join the VC if they haven't already done so. Okay, because if not, I can't tell them to join the VC if they're not on the VC itself. So it doesn't work like that. So just kindly help to ask everyone in your party to join the VC if they haven't done so already. Now the thing, if there's anyone who is unable to join for whatever reason, okay, maybe they have some issues with the microphone or headset or something, okay, and they don't want to transmit their the voice comms through the speakers, it's fine. Okay, that's acceptable. But they need to inform the party that they are not on the VC, so that if there's instruction being passed down, you will need to help to type it out to them. In this manner, we try to ensure that everyone gets the instructions required as we progress through the BA run itself. Okay, but if you're new here, it will be highly recommended to be on the VC. And just listen. Okay, now VC, no need to speak. There's no need for you to say to speak on VC if you're not comfortable doing so. Okay, but you just be using it to listen, which is fine. Okay, now the next thing here is that um before we enter into Hydatos, there's a couple of things that we want to check off to make sure that you are prepared before entering into Hydatos itself. Okay, once we zone into Hydatos, we will try not to zone out again. Okay, the main reason for this is just instancing issues. Okay, I'll just describe as instancing issues. Okay, generally speaking, we should all be in the same Hydatos instance, but Hydatos and Eureka itself has this issue where it tends to close suddenly. The instance tends to lock suddenly. Usually, if that happens, it does mean that we have to rezone. Okay, but I will make a call depending on whether we can proceed onwards or not in the same zone. Okay, so don't leave prior to getting instructions. Okay, again, this is quite important because there have been cases where the instance locked, then some people just left, then after OVNI spawn, and then it's like, okay, we're going to do VA in this instance, and then those who left cannot rejoin again. So just hang tight, just follow, listen to the instructions. Usually, I'll make an informed decision and let everyone know about it, and then we all will like rezone together at the same time or something. Okay, so um, prior to entering into Hydatos itself, there's a couple of things that you will need to bring. Now, first and foremost is your gear. For everyone who is new, okay, this really only applies to the new players. Okay, for new players, the only gear that you can have is the body piece. Okay, the Vermilion Cloak or Kirin Osode. Okay, if you have gotten it somewhere, okay, either by buying it from the market board or a friend gave it to you, okay, that is your best in slot. You should have it with you. Okay, it actually helps you not only for BA but for the entirety of Eureka itself, from Animos all the way until Hydatos. So if you have gotten it at the start, you would have made a visible impact on your leveling process throughout Eureka. Okay, but if you don't have it, it's fine. Okay, it's not a very big deal. Okay, but if you do have it, it will be beast. Okay, remember to bring it with you. Now the other gear slots, generally speaking, not very important. Just have your whatever highest eye level gear you can have. For new players, you won't have anything, won't have any of the other beast equipment. You can only get those from doing Eureka. Okay, for those who are asking, the +1 elemental gear, right, is not beast. In fact, it's worse than slightly worse off than your highest eye level gear, because your highest eye level gear gives you more stats. So just use your highest eye level gear. Okay, the +1 elemental stuff is to upgrade to the +2 elemental stuff, which is then beast. Okay, why is it beast? Because it has elemental stat. Okay, if you look at your for those who have the Kirin Osode and or the Vermilion Cloak, if you look at it, right, you'll notice it has an elemental bonus stat. That stat is the thing that makes you stronger in Eureka itself. Okay, so for the rest of your gear pieces, just get your highest eye level is fine. Okay, for those who are rich enough to buy the Cassie's earring or Blitz ring, those are what we consider as a lateral upgrade. Okay, it's a side grade. If you have it, you want to use it, it's fine. It gives you haste. If you don't have it, it's fine as well. Okay, it's just for extra skill speed or spell speed. Okay, it's kind of expensive as well. So normally we don't tell people to have it. It's not like a must have because it's kind of expensive. I think it's about like 10 million plus plus lah. Okay, 8 to 10 million for the ring. I think Cassie's earring is about 15 million or something. Yeah, it's about 15 million, right? So yeah, it's kind of expensive, and to be very honest, not mandatory at all. Okay, it's not needed at all. Okay, now other than gear, bring some food with you. Okay, any highest eye level food works. Um, Food works inside Eureka and BA as well. So bring some food, and also make sure you have all your logograms prepped. Okay, now if you haven't prepared the logos actions yet, that's fine. We can zone in and then use the time while waiting to quickly form your logos actions. But you must bring them in with you, because if you don't bring in the logograms, then you can't appraise them inside. You can't appraise them outside here anyway. So you must bring them in with you to appraise them, and then you can form your logos actions inside Hydatos or inside BA as well. Okay, BA at the start, you can still make logos actions if necessary. Ideally, try to do it while waiting. Okay, while we are waiting for Ofni to spawn. Okay, so these few things, that's all you need to bring. Okay, the last thing to mention is just potions. Okay, if you want a pot, you can bring some pots, but it's really not needed at all. So food, gear, logos, actions. Okay, and at this point of time, we will do ready checks. Now, my party is full, so that's great. Now, team 3, I think missing one. Team 1 also missing one. Okay, so for just for courtesy issue, just help to ping the Discord lah. If you can find their names on the Discord, you can just ping them in the JPDC BA party status channel. Just drop them a courtesy ping, ask them, hey, are you coming? We're gonna zone in soon. They have up to the time that the Ofnis starts to join. So even if they are late, sometimes people are like, oh shit, I forgot about
Yeah,
the BA, and then
feel the healer.
they quickly hop in. Yeah. So those who are late, they can still join as long as we haven't started. But the moment we start, that's it. So can't be helped already. So for those who are still not here yet, it's fine. But just drop them a ping, let them know that once they get online, quickly hop into Hydatos, and then we will pick them up as we find them. Now do note that I'm not very strict about participation with BA, simply because of one reason and one reason alone, and that is that if we later, when we start the Ofni fight, there's this phase known as Portal Wars, which basically is to secure your own entry into BA. Even if you have signed up, you've joined a party, and you did everything correctly, if you fail to get a portal later on, you cannot do BA. It's as simple as that. So because of this entry restriction, right, I'm not very particular about who signs up and who joins and who shows up and things like that, because all you really need to do is get into the BA itself. If you're inside the BA, you're gonna join us and do BA. If you're not inside the BA, then even if you sign up and everything, you're not inside, you can't join us. Hence my somewhat cavalier attitude towards the sign-ups and everything. So like people sign up but they don't show up, you ping them, you can't find them, the names don't appear, things like this, right? I'll be very honest, it really doesn't matter very much. As long as they can join the BA later on, that'll be great, fantastic. Okay, they'll be able to participate in the run later. Okay, so having said this, we will do a ready check, and we will just zone in, okay, because it's already like 6 minutes past the start time. So I try not to start too late lah. Okay, so we'll be doing ready checks, and once your party is ready, just zone in to the Hydatos instance lah. And once you're inside, um, what we normally do is we try to ensure that we're all in the same instance. Okay, but because I'm not inside yet, just zone in first, and then we'll look for you guys once we zone in. Okay, we usually need to check to make sure that we're all in the same instance. Sometimes it messes up. Okay, sometimes for whatever reason, right, we might get split instances. So it's always good to do a check.
Okay, so Team 4 has a PF now by 0. The password is 0004. So, yeah, if anybody else is like hanging around and wanting to join a party, they can go to Team 4. Several people aren't coming.
Mm-hmm. For those who are here, right, who are supposed to be on Team 4, kindly join Team 4's PM lah. Okay, I actually asked someone to help start up a party, a PF earlier, but I think no one did lah, so
Mm.
can't be helped. Uh, yeah, just help. Okay lah, just tell those people who want to join. Okay, now for those
Yep.
who are like, I see a few people like want to join. Is there any slots? Just join, just join. Just so you all know, I actually assign only um 30, 32 spots for the run out of a possible 48. So we actually have a 16 slot buffer for people who want to join, who want to crash, who want to snipe portals, veterans who want to help out, things like that lah. I actually assign a 16 spot buffer for the BA run, so that even if there's like extra random pugs, okay, now do note that even though this is a sign up based run, we will never restrict people from joining the runs, mainly because the BA instance is a public instance, so anybody can join. Having said that, usually I will push people to sign up so that I have a rough idea of how many people is coming, whether I need to accommodate for more people or less people, insufficient people, things like this. Hence the sign up. I need to ensure that there's at least this number of people, not exceeding more than this number of people. If the demand is too high, at least I can consider like running another run or something else lah. Pushing people to a
Okay.
different run.
Avni is set to spawn at 17 past, so probably best if we go in and
Mm,
do Legos.
can we really check the Shana? Okay, right, let's go. Hey, still using party finder.
Oh, 27 past, sorry. That's alright.
No, no. So the party leader will queue in to Hydatos for you lah. You need to be at Pier 1, by the way. You need to be at Pier 1 so that the party leader can queue in. Thanks, Nia. Nia is here to help us to scout off me.
Oh, okay.
So she's telling us that Umbra Turbulence ended about 2 minutes ago. So we have about 20 minutes wait time lah, which is good.
Absolutely. Did you say our healer was in here?
Actually our healer, right, ask for Team Force password. So Adrian, if you're still, I can see you on VC, right? You should just join party 2 lah. Join party 2. We will pick you
Yes,
up inside the instance
come with
if you are here.
me.
I pass Kelly the leader.
Uh, Hold on, let me find them. They were in the DRS run with us last week, I remember.
I think so lah. I mean, there's too many
Hmm.
people. Can't
I
remember
see a
everyone.
Mamo. Yeah. Manu.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mamo did say he was joining us today as well. But I don't think it's on VC.
Mm. Uh,
You think he wants to listen to your sermon?
I mean, no lah, obviously he doesn't need to.
um, Adrian, just let us know if you want to swap to Team 2 or stay in Team 4.
Okay, for those who are inside the instance already, we should be in the 38-man instance. Okay, this should be the current existing instance. I believe this is the only instance right now. So as long as you join Hadatos, you should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, for those who have zoned in to Hadatos, we have about, I think it's 18 minutes wait. 18 minutes. So you can spend some time to form your logos actions now, okay, in the base camp of Hydatos. So spend some time to use the logos manipulator and form logos actions. Now, okay, I see some of you making a mistake already. Okay, don't or try not to use your spirit of the remembered early. Okay, unless you don't mind losing it lah. Okay, unless you don't mind using it, losing it. Okay, normally I encourage people to pop spirit once we go into BA itself. Okay, the reason very simple, because if you die out here, right, you're gonna lose it. So if you use it now, just try not to die. Okay, try not to get yourself killed. Even if you die out here, you will lose it. So if you really use it, just don't die. Alternatively, you should just create a couple of backup spirits. They are relatively cheap to make, to be honest. The single spirit is the plate bearer, Aether Weaver, Martialist combination. So that's relatively easy to form. Hey, agent not healer. You've been scammed.
Oh, they can change if they want. I don't mind.
It's okay lah, doesn't matter. Anyway, Kelly can solo heal, so I am not worried.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, by the way, guys, this is Kelly. Kelly's helping us do organization today for our B run. Thanks, Kelly.
Hey, I wish I was still asleep.
Sus. You can sleep the rest of the other 3 weeks or the next month or so. Yeah, I just so you guys know, I run this every month, once a month lah. I try to run it consistently once a month. Usually at the last weekend of the month. So today is like the 29th. So I'm running on for the July version of PA. And then I'll be running this for August as well. Also probably on the last weekend of the month. Usually at the last weekend of the month. Okay, now the other thing to mention here is that for those who so we are gonna get started once OVNI pops up, what's gonna happen is we're gonna prepare to get started lah. Okay, now just for just as a disclaimer, okay, I will be streaming our run today on YouTube lah. So for those who, if for whatever reason you are here but you cannot join, fail to get in, or you just fail to sign up, and but you wish to do BA, or you wanted to join the today's practice run but you couldn't make it, okay, whatever reason, I'll be streaming it on YouTube. So I posted a link in our Eureka Lounge channel. Okay, for those who want to watch, can go over and watch it. Yeah, just posting the link lah. Okay, now
Wait,
for
what?
what's that?
Nothing, it's fine. Ooh.
Okay, now for prior to starting, okay, now before OVNI appears, right, there's a couple of things to explain. Okay, there's always a lot of things to talk about. Okay, those who have joined my practice runs already know this, but there's a lot of things to cover before the actual BA starts lah. Okay, now while we are waiting for OVNI to spawn, I will explain the BA entry process. Okay, this is mainly again directed for the new players lah. Okay, all the veterans, you all don't need to listen to anything I say lah. You already know what to do. Okay, but for the new players, okay, one last thing to prepare before starting. For those of you who don't already have this, in the base camp, there's gonna be an expedition provisioner. Okay, the expedition provisioner is just beside the Magia Melder device on the left. Go and look for him. He sells Eurekan potions. Okay, Eurekan potions are these potions that give you a regen effect inside Eureka. They are 45 seconds cooldown, but they last for 40 seconds. So basically, you will have regen up almost all the time. 5 seconds, you don't have regen. The rest of the time, you have regen on. Just buy these and spam them later on. Okay, if you are afraid of dying or taking damage or healer not healing or the healer's dead, buy some of these and just spam them during the boss fights. They are relatively cheap, like 300 gil each, relatively cheap. You need maybe like 100 is enough, and then they're enough to last you for a very long time. Okay, like this entire BA run plus the next BA run and the one after that as well. So just buy a couple and just spam. The spam is I mean it's just gil relatively cheap. So buy some of these, bring them with you in for the BA run later on. Okay, it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So I always recommend to carry some with you. Okay, so that's with regards to the Eureka potions. Now, we're gonna wait for the Ofni to spawn, and I'm gonna explain the entry process. Now later on, when Ofni spawns, there's 3 things you need to check to ensure that you can enter into BA. Now the first thing is that you need to be elemental level 60. So if there's anyone here who isn't EL 60 at this point of time, quickly go and level up. Okay, like maybe you are elemental 60 and then you died and you drop level and you haven't leveled up back to 60. Okay, just quickly go and level up. There's some time to Sprite Island reflect and get back up to 60 ASAP. Okay, so just make sure that you're 60 lah. Okay, looking at the party list today, okay, everyone 60, very good, well done. Now the next thing is you need to have finished all the quests in the Hydatos instance. So if you have a quest, exclamation mark on your map, or there's still a pending quest that you're supposed to do for Hydatos, right? That isn't clear the Baldigian Arsenal, then you need to quickly go and finish off the quest. Okay, usually, sometimes people have that very last exclamation mark that they haven't talked to the NPC, and then they start Ofni, right? And then they realize, oh, I can't get into BA. And I ask them, are you EL 60? Yes. Have you finished all your quests in Hydatos? Oh, there's a quest left. Yeah, that's the reason why. So make sure you unlock Baldigian Arsenal. Okay, the very last quest in Hydatos will unlock BA for you, allowing you to enter into BA. If you don't do that quest, you cannot get into BA itself. So please make sure you have no pending quests left. Okay, so that's the second thing. Now the third thing, and this is also quite important, is later on once the Ofni appears. Okay, Ofni appears somewhere in the southeastern corner of the map lah. We will all head over to it. I'll give you all enough ample time to run over, but you must be in. Okay, you need to participate in the Ofni fate. Get a gold credit contribution to that fate. Okay, this is easily done in a party of 5 or more. Okay, if you're in a full party or 6 to 7 people is fine as well. You just need to hit Ofni a little bit. If you are tank, just Tomahawk spam, build enmity, things like that. Just contribute to the fight itself, making sure that you have hit Ofni at least once, and then you should get gold rating naturally. Okay, it's very easy in a party, but you must get gold. If you are solo, it becomes significantly harder to get any form of credit rating. It's not impossible, but it's just significantly harder. So if you are a solo player inside here, try to party up. You will see people start shouting for parties during the Ofni, when the Ofni pops as well. You can just form into a party. It doesn't matter who the party is because you just want the gold credit rating. You can disband the party later, enter into BA, and then get a new party. That's fine. Okay, but you must get gold credit rating for the fate itself. Okay, and the third and kind of important thing as well is during the Ofni fate, as Ofni is killed, okay, at the point that it dies, you need to be inside the fate zone. Okay, so there's a fate area within around Ofni. You need to be inside that area. If you move too far away from Ofni during the fight, and then Ofni dies, you're not gonna get you will still get contribution. Okay, you get gold, but you won't get the buff. Okay, you won't get the okay, when Ofni dies, and you have met all these 3 criteria, everyone who participated and got gold and is within the fate zone gets an ethereally primed buff. Now this buff starts from 10 minutes, is a blue color buff, immediately ticks down to 9 minutes. If you have that buff, you are now primed to enter into BA. So you must make sure that you get that buff. Okay, and is really once again it's just very simple. Fight Ofni in a full party or somewhere between 5 to 8 people. Hit it at least once. Okay, dying is fine. If you die during the Ofni fate or you're dead during the Ofni fate, doesn't matter. You will still get full credit for it. But you must participate in the fight. Okay, and you must be within the fate zone as Ofni is killed. If you met these 3 criteria, you will get the buff to enter BA. Congrats. Okay, you will now begin Portal Wars. Okay, now Portal Wars is from the moment Ofni dies, Portal Wars begin. Now, what is Portal Wars? 48 blue portals will appear in semi-fixed spots. Okay, in the entire Hydatos map. Now, I'm gonna post this in the Eureka Lounge channel. Okay, go to Eureka Lounge, you'll see me post a picture of the Eureka Hydatos portal map. This shows you where all the 48 portals will spawn. All you need to do when Ofni dies is to mount up, run off, and find a portal spot. Okay, I always recommend players to check the map now, look for 1 or 2 spots that you will pick later on, and make a beeline to that spot once Ofni dies. The general etiquette, okay, unspoken etiquette in Hydatos for BA is if you get to a spot first and you are the first person there, that's your spot. If someone else comes along and they see you there, they should move along and find their own spot. First person gets there, sits on it, is considered as theirs. So vice versa lah. Okay, if you go to a spot and then someone's there already, unfortunately they got it first, you move on and find another spot. Hence I say pick 1 or 2 okay, relatively nearby each other. Just choose 2 spots or more and then just make a beeline to them. Okay, do note that the portals don't appear instantly, so you don't really know where it is exactly, but you can just like mark it on the map for yourself so that you can hit to it later on. Okay, but don't fret too much about this. There'll be 48 portals. Currently we are running on about 45 players in instance so technically speaking everyone should get a portal. Okay, but if later more people join the instance before Ofni spawns, it might go over 48. Having said this, for our practice runs, what usually happens is that there's quite a number of veterans, people who have cleared before, who usually join the runs to sort of help out. So people like Nia, Dix, I think Sam, Mamo, okay, some of the regular names are Casey as well. Okay, although Casey and Dix are signed up today, okay, they will usually join the runs just to help out the runs. They don't actually sign up, and they'll just like assist with the run. If there's a new player who cannot find a portal and you need one, some of the veterans will just like hang back a bit and wait. If you're a new player and you need a portal and you just shout out or let us know, some of the veterans might give up their spot for you. So they'll say, okay, they'll PM you, they won't shout out the spot because then everybody come over to it. So they'll sort of drop you a tell you, okay, come here, then you go over there and then you take that portal that they are sitting on. So they'll sort of give up spots for the new players, which is very, very much appreciated. So thanks very much, guys. They are the ones who are actually helping out most of these practice runs. Okay, I can't do everything by myself. Okay, so thanks very much. But try your best to secure your own spot. Okay, once again, as I mentioned earlier on, for BA, right, I can't do very much about the portal wars. You need to secure your own entry into BA. If you fail to get a portal, like maybe you go to your portal and it's not there, or someone took it from you, or some other reason. Okay, some of the runs I do, they have more than 48 people, so you might face some competition. Okay, but again, today's run, generally speaking, not that bad. Okay, and just to let you know, this is why I run the practice runs like at 10 a.m. in the morning because is to avoid having too many people crashing the runs. Again, Hydatos is an open instance, it's a public instance, so I can't tell people, hey, this is a sign up run, you're not supposed to. No, I never ever do that. Okay, I will never tell people that they cannot join because Hydatos is an open instance. Anyone can join. Okay, so I also accommodate for people crashing. If some people decide to sort of crash our runs, okay, like unofficially join our runs, we just welcome them. As long as they get a portal, they're gonna join us with the run. And that's pretty much it. Okay, hence the 16 spot buffer for our practice runs. Okay, I always only field about 32 players. 16 spots is for anyone who wants to crash or join or help out or whatever lah. Okay, so we should be okay lah. We should be okay. 47 players today in the instance. There's 48 portals, and usually some of these 47 players they are not here to join the BA one. Some of them are just here to do like some farming, Cito farming or something lah, crystal farming or something like that. So some of them will hang back as well. So we should be fine. Okay, now regarding portal wars, once you have, okay, let's say you found a portal, okay, you found a portal spot, okay, you sit on the portal spot, you're the first one there, and then you just sit on it lah. Now 4 minutes after OVNI dies, so when the timer hits 6 minutes, okay, on your buff timer, okay, it starts at 10, drops to 9 minutes instantly, and then when it hits 6 minutes on the buff timer, blue portals will appear. 48 blue portals will appear in the 48 blue portal spots. Do not touch the blue portals. I repeat, do not touch the blue portals. Now, blue portals are what we call priority entry. If to use them, you need to have this item known as an etheric stabilizer. Okay, now everyone should have seen the message appearing on the screen. Umbral turbulence is up. So basically, OVNI is spawning lah. At this point of time, we'll all head over to OVNI. You should have done whatever preparation you need already. So just slowly, head over to the OVNI fate at the bottom right hand corner of the instance. We will start at about, let's say, 10 minutes lah. Okay, 10 minutes on the fate timer. So it's currently 14 minutes 35 seconds. At 10 minutes, we will pull. So you have about 4 minutes 30 seconds to get over to the OVNI fate. Okay, so for portals, okay, I'll just continue explaining while we're waiting. For the portals, when the blue portals appear, to use a blue portal, you will need an item known as an etheric stabilizer, also known as a stab. Okay, we call it stabs for short. Okay, it's a stabilizer, but stabilizers are not free, and you need to farm crystals to purchase them or do some token farming, okay, item farming in Hydatos. Okay, I won't go too much detail on how to get stabilizers. Okay, if you are interested to farm more or farm some for future BA runs, you can ask how to do so in our Discord, okay, but I won't explain it here. Just note that for practice runs, we discourage stat use. Okay, we discourage stabilizer use. Now, the reason for this is simply because if someone uses a stat, what happens is that they will use the blue portal will disappear, and it will be removed from the pool of 48 portals. Now, 3 minutes after the blue portals have appeared, so at the 3-minute mark on your buff timer, 48 minus the number of stepped portals, red portals will appear. Okay, all the blue portals will disappear. Red portals will then appear, but there will be 48 of them minus the number of step portals. So let's say 3 people stepped. 45 red portals will appear and they will reshuffle their positions. So essentially what happens is that if someone steps a blue portal, somebody else on the map will not have a red portal. In other words, the person who stepped is shoving the responsibility of getting a portal to some random player in the instance. Now, because we are bringing most of the players for today's run, most of the players in this instance is for our practice run. Hence the reason why we don't stab. You stabbing or someone accidentally stabbing will make it difficult for someone else in our run to get in. So we try to avoid this from happening. Just don't stab at all for the practice run. Okay, if you want to use steps, save them for pug runs. Okay, pug runs are basically FFA, free for all. You can use, no one can tell you not to use a step in a public run. Okay, but for practice runs, I discourage people from using steps because it just causes problems for someone else in our run. So that defeats the purpose. Okay, and plus we try to get as many new players in as possible as well. Okay, so just don't step lah. Okay, don't click on the blue portal. Do note that if you have a step in your inventory and you touch the blue portal, okay, it means you right click on it or you click on it, you will instantly step. There's no prompt at all. They won't ask you, are you sure you want to use the stabilizer? Yes, no, there's no such thing. You immediately enter because it's a race. Okay, the BA portal wars is a race to see who can get to a portal first and get in. Hence, there's no extra prompts delaying you. Okay, now, the last thing to mention here, okay, before we, 1 more minute to go before we get started on OFNI.
I
Uh,
changed it to 8 seconds, 8 minutes.
okay, can, no
So you're
problem.
still talking.
Yeah,
You're
no lah,
still
I will time it properly, but it's okay. So if it's changed to 8, then it's 8 lah. Okay, now,
yeah.
during this entire phase, now once OFNI dies, leave your minimap open. Okay, leave your minimap open. Your minimap, right, will actually show you all the available portals on the minimap. Okay, when the blue portals appear, tiny little blue markings will appear on the map to show you where they are. When the red portals appear, they will turn red as well. So later when portal wars occur, if you have your minimap up, you can make a beeline to the nearest red portal. Okay, for whatever reason, let's say you cannot find a portal and you're running around, you go to the spot but someone's already there, you find another spot, someone's also there, then you're starting to panic. Just don't panic. Leave the minimap open. When the red portals are up, quickly zoom to the nearest red portal that you can get to. Okay, and try your best to secure your entry into B. Okay, again, I do apologize in advance, but I cannot stop people. I cannot guarantee people's entry into BA because you have to secure it yourself. But I can only give you this advice. Try your best to enter. Okay, and if for whatever reason you can't find a spot, maybe just let us know. Okay, shout it out. Say you're new. I can't find a portal. And then maybe a veteran who is sitting on one will PM you or tell you. Okay, do note they won't shout out the spot because they shout out and everyone who needs one will go over, which defeats the purpose as well. So just try our best to get in.
Everyone should be able to get in because we've got enough.
Yeah, enough portals. Yeah.
A couple of people weren't going in. So
Yeah, in any case, there's 48 players exactly. So everyone should safely have a portal. So good for today's run. Today's run, everyone's guaranteed a portal spot. Yeah. Portals is a free for all. I've tried to earlier on in my BA practice runs, I've tried to sort of like assign people portals, but the problem with doing that is that if someone takes the wrong portal or someone steps or snipes a portal, someone else stole your portal, right? Then you have nowhere to go. You can't go and take any other portal because someone else is assigned that portal, and then you don't know which portal to go, and then it becomes very messy. Hence, I just say free for all. It's just easier this way, lah. Easier for me, easier for you, easier for everyone involved. Yeah.
remember the time that one of our members, who was in our run, took my portal in front of me?
That's a face problem. It's a you problem.
I was just typing stuff and then I saw them like trot up and just gonna
That's a good point. So anyway, just quick, just before we start, right, just to let you guys know, the portal just to the left of OFNI, don't take that one. Yeah, that one's mine. Shot caller and organizer priority. Okay, I need to sort of secure my own portal as well. If I don't get in, it's a bit difficult for me to run. So just avoid taking the portal directly to the left of OFNI. You will see me there. I will usually take that portal. Okay, but just try to find any other portal. Again, there should be enough portals for everyone. Okay, now we're gonna start soon. So just pull OFNI. Try not to die. Just hit it a little bit. Don't need to go ham. No need to like unload your best DPS. Is okay. It doesn't really matter. Just contribute a bit. Try not to die. If you have speed up, try not to die. But remember to hit it at least once, and remember to stay within the fit zone. Okay, if you run off too far, you're not gonna be able to enter. Okay, good luck. He's dying quite fast, because I think there's not a lot of people inside instance.
Yeah, the amount of people that were in here compared to now is a lot less.
For those of you, if you have any questions, like, since we are like mostly the only people in the instance, if you all have anything you're not sure about, you wanna ask, feel free to just ask. Okay, now you can use say chat, yell chat, shout chat to a certain extent you can use now, but we try not to spam shout chat in a public instance. Okay, this instance is technically public still, so we try not to spam shouts here, but you are free to use yell chat if you want to ask me a question. Alternatively, if you are in parties 1, 2, or 3, we have veterans in those parties. You can just ask in your party and they will try their best to answer you if possible. I think Team 4, unfortunately, not enough veterans to go around, so you might not have one in your party. Okay, now, OFNI is dead. Mount up, run off, find a portal spot, good luck. just sit on it and then just wait for the red portals to appear.
Right now, you can have like my old spot.
Wow, giving Rina your
My old spot.
second hand spot.
They like that spot too.
Oh, it's actually their spot also, right?
It's their spot, and yeah,
But when you both
my
are in the
father.
same instance, you can't both have the same spot.
Yes, okay. I
I
come here
see.
so I don't have to run away. I'm too lazy now.
But you're always
Minimal
lazy.
effort.
Now you
It's
always lazy.
mine.
Yeah. I told you they'd take it.
Fight for the spot. No lah, just kidding. That's enough for everyone.
Uh,
uh,
Use my Brad breath.
uh,
Actually, it's called could be worse breath. What the fuck?
or the mobile, right? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
DVD's pro tip number I think 17, if I remember correctly. Once you are sitting on a portal spot, the pro advice, right, is to mount up on the biggest, brightest, shiniest, most intimidating mount and just assert dominance in that spot because no lah, okay. This is just to let other players from far away see that there's someone sitting on that portal spot so that they can immediately like, oh, okay, there's someone there already. I'm gonna just head over to this other spot lah. Okay, just to make yourself more stand out a bit more so that other players from far can see that, oh, there's someone there. Okay, they move on, try to find another spot. Eh.
But oh, they are. Oh no.
Ah.
If you don't have the buff, you won't be able to enter this today.
I mean,
You
okay,
can try and enter support
support. Yeah,
feed.
yeah. Okay, now
Yeah.
for those of you who now portals are gonna appear soon. Again, blue portals, just don't touch the blue portals. Now, for those of you who either fail to get in from the initial 48 or for some other reason or other, maybe they are late, they just zone into Hydratos and oh, Ovni is done already. There will be another opportunity to enter BA later on during the support fate. Okay, now this support fate is basically another 8 portals in the same manner will appear. Okay, so it's basically the same thing. Another fate will appear. Everybody participate, get a buff, 10 minutes, tick down to 7 blue portals will appear. 3 minutes later, red portals will appear. Okay, now don't touch the blue portals once again. Now, the support fate, the problem with support fate is that it's only 8 portals will appear and it's randomly spread out around the map. So normally I don't assign people for support because there's no guarantees that any of them will get in. I'll just leave it up to chance and luck. Okay, but for those who cannot join us from the start, you are more than welcome to either try for support, or you can even just stay and watch us as we go through the BA itself and learn how to do BA. Okay, subsequently, after today's BA practice, there will be PUG BAs or public BAs being run by other players. You are free to go and try your luck with those runs as well. Just come and learn how to do BA and then try your luck with the PUG runs. Okay, whether you want to clear, look for more clears, farm items in BA or the gear, just try your luck with public runs. Okay, Elemental has a PUG run system where when someone calls a run, everyone shows up. Whoever gets in just does BA together, and then they just form up inside. So for today's run, I will usually organize the BA run in the same manner that a public run is organized, hence so that you will learn how to do BA in a PUG run as well. Okay, even though I'll be doing explanations and callouts, I will do it in the manner which the public runs are being held as well. So you'll see us doing shouts and chats that the public runs will also do. This will allow you to sort of join the public runs later on if you decide to do so. Okay, obviously if you are just here for one and done, you clear, you get your achievement, and you don't want to come back, that's fine as well. Okay, that's some people are just here for the one clear and never coming back. Okay, but there will be a few of you guys who wish to come back for more, okay, we open, we welcome you with open arms. Okay, we are always looking for more BA addicts, BA players who enjoy BA, okay, to come and join us for future BA runs. Let's see. Yeah, so for if there's anyone who cannot find a portal, right, you can just like try to shout it out lah. But again, because of the number of players in the instance, right, you will very likely get one. Like there's gonna be spare portals. Just leave the minimap open. When the portals turn red, they'll start to disappear. Okay, they're gonna turn red soon. When they turn red, they'll start to disappear. Just go over to the nearest red portal that you can find and just click on it. There should be enough. Okay, that should be enough. Okay,
There we
red
go.
portals are up. Okay, now just click on them, enter into BA. Okay, and just as all of the portals disappear, those who cannot find portals quickly just make a beeline over to the nearest red portal. Okay, keep in mind you can use the town teleport to quickly get over to the east and west sides of the map as well. Okay, just try our best to get in. Good luck. Not much else to say about it. Okay, now, for those who successfully enter into BA, okay, congrats on crossing the first hurdle or the first barrier to entry. Okay, the portal walls is actually one of the hurdles to doing BA, by the way. It's like 50% of the battle getting into BA itself. Okay, so those who have gotten in, congrats. Now, once you're inside BA, we're going to start off with a few things. Okay, there's a few things that needs to be done. Now, the very first important thing, right, to mention is to not fall off the initial starting platform. Okay, if you notice this starting platform, right, is on a raised platform. Don't fall off it, because once you fall off, you cannot get back up here. So don't fall off this platform. Okay, next, at the front, there's a logos manipulator and a Magia Melder. Okay, use the logos manipulator to, okay, at this point of time, once you have entered, everyone should crack open their single Spirit of the Remembered and use it. Okay, apply the Spirit of the Remembered buff on yourself. This will give you a spirit buff which will help to res you if you die inside BA. Now, do note in BA, if it's not, if this hasn't been if you haven't been informed about this already, death in BA is punishing, in the sense that if you die, you cannot get resed normally. You can only rely on your own Spirit of the Remembered to raise you at a 70% chance. If that fails, you will stay dead until a healer will have to res you using sacrifice. Okay, healer, raise, resurrection, Igiro, Nova raise, these don't work. So raises are not free. They need to use an actual action to raise you so that you can continue continue in BA. Okay, if there's not enough reses, then your run is over. Okay, if you run out of reses, your run is essentially over. Now, do note that for practice runs, there's quite a number of how do I say this? Extremely nice players who will help to res players who are new at no charge. But do understand that sacrifice is kinda expensive. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in the range of 100 to 150,000 gil. Kinda expensive. So don't take it for granted. Say, always appreciate your healers. Okay, or alternatively, just don't die for it. No, just don't die. Try your best, okay, try your best. But we do understand it's a learning run, it's a practice run. You might be new. Don't stress about it too much. Accidents happen. Just learn as you go through the run and strive to do better next time. That's all. Okay, but we will try our best to, as much as we can, to pick up as many players as we can to see, okay, to at least see the end of the BA run. Okay, now do note, I cannot guarantee clears. Okay, it's impossible for me to guarantee a clear because of the Osma mechanics. Okay, the last boss mechanics is a bit spicy. I'll explain that later when we get there. Okay, but I cannot guarantee a clear. The most I can do is to make sure to try and get everyone to see the last boss, but I can't guarantee clears. Okay, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, now for the time being, everyone else should be forming up their logos actions. Now, for those who have used the single spirit, what you're supposed to do is to replace the empty tray with something else at the logos manipulator here. Do note that once we get started, okay, once we hop off this starting platform, we cannot come back here anymore. So whatever trays that you are bringing with you now is all the trays that you will have for the entirety of the BA run. You will need to prepare whatever you need. Okay, usually if you're new and you're afraid that you're gonna die a few times, right? I encourage people to bring a few more Spirit of the Remembered. Every time you die, your spirit will be consumed. You'll need to use a new one to keep yourself protected. Okay, keep yourself up. Okay, now, next, okay, spend some time to form the logo sections. Rotate your mega board if necessary. Now, the next thing here is you will notice that on the right side of the, okay, not the right lah, but basically your Eureka Hydatos timer, below it there's a Conquer the Boldigian Arsenal timer. It's currently sitting at 19 minutes, okay, 19 minutes. This is our time limit inside BA. So because of this time limit, right, we need to sort of go faster a bit lah. Okay, I know like a lot of people have mentioned that I tend to talk a lot, so I'll try to keep it short. But I always say I keep it short, but it's never short anyway. So you guys will just have to live with it. Okay, but I'll try my best to sort of cut down on explanations. Now, at certain checkpoints, once we hit certain gates, the time will extend. Okay, something like a racing game, Daytona. You go past the checkpoint, time extension. Okay, the time will extend a bit more every time we cross a certain checkpoint. So we need to sort of go faster as we progress. Now, not to worry, for today's session, I'll be keeping an eye on the time. I've done this quite a lot of times, so I think I need time out like once, once or twice. But I'll try to keep it short.
Yeah, when.
Once, right? There was once it just
Yeah,
timed
when.
out. So, but I've learned
Yeah.
from my mistakes, so I'll try to manage the time properly. So don't worry about it. Okay, now, next, you will notice here that okay, now at the start, we have actually two sides, east and west. Now because east and west is confusing, I try not to use those terms. Okay, because although I say east and west, east is to the right, west is to the left. But if you notice, when we start, we are facing south. So actually, the logos manipulator side is the west side. The Magia Melder side is the east side. Now, to make things simple, logos manipulator side is the art side. Magia Melder side is the Owain side. Now, these two, okay, Art and Owain are the first pair of bosses, and what we need to do is we need to split our entire alliance into two sort of evenly split parties. To help with this, our spreadsheet actually assigns, like Team 1 is Owain, Team 2 is Art, Team 3 Owain, Team 4 is Art. Okay, but once you are inside here, again, just help to kindly shout out, or okay, not shout, yell out your party composition. You'll notice players doing so. Okay, so for example, Kelly 1 1 6 Art MT. That means okay, that means my party 1 tank, 1 healer, 6 DPS. We are going to the Art side. Okay, this means my party is going to Art. I'm the main tank for this side. Okay, so this is what it means. The rest of the party should be doing the same thing as well. They'll be shouting out or yelling out what is their party comp and which side they're going. Now, Kelly, the organizer, will try to sort of how do I say this? Organize it so that the parties are sort of split evenly. Okay, if we have 6 full parties, 48 players, right, we will try to split 3-3. Okay, if we have less than that, maybe 5 parties, then we'll try to split 2-3 with the 3-team alliance going to the Owain side. Okay, Owain tends to need more players because it is tankier. Okay, yes, it's sort of more HP, but it also conversely has less mechanical difficulty, which works out well for us. Okay, it's easier to do and it needs more DPS, so we usually send more players to the Owain side. Okay, then Art will need lesser players, but it's slightly more tougher. Okay, so those of you on Art side, good luck. Okay, you're with me. I'll try my best to call out stuff, but you still need to do the mechanics properly. If not, you'll die. Okay, our alliance today, okay, our VA run, we have about, let me do a quick hit count. Okay, not a lot. 4, 5, 6, 40 players. Okay, we have about 40 players in our run today. So literally gonna have about 5 full parties lah. Now, if there's any players who are not in a full party, or or maybe you have a party with empty slots, just try to pick up the random players who are not in a party. Okay, usually at the start here, people be yelling out, red mage, then they raise their hand. Okay, this means that they are red mage looking for party. So if there's any parties who have empty spots, feel free to just grab any players to fill your party comms with whatever you need. Like if you need healers and healers, there are available healers, you just pick them up. Okay, this is for park runs. For our organized sign up run, most of us are already in proper parties already. So one less thing to worry about. Okay, now, yes, okay. The other thing to mention here, Kelly is mentioning here at the start as well, we will also need one player on perception duty on both east and west. Okay, usually if you can, you just yell it out. So I think Felriox, thanks very much. He's on art side,
Yeah,
his perception.
awesome.
So Fel will be doing art. Owen will need one on the Owen side as well, but I assume Kelly has got it covered already. Okay, so
Nope.
once all, I mean, just help
Okay.
to ask where's Owen side perception person. Okay, now once you have formed up your logos actions, and Kelly gives us the go ahead, okay, or while waiting, right, just do a ready check. Okay, do a ready check and make sure your party is ready, but don't jump off yet. Okay, we always want to get a go ahead from the organizer to make sure that we don't send like 5 parties to art and then 1 party to win, and we'll just like, it'll be very messy later on. Okay, so just make sure your party is ready. Kelly gives us a go ahead, then we can get started. Okay, now you might see a waymark on your platforms. Waymarks in DA, right, is party specific, so only your party can see the waymark. The waymark is to tell you this is the side your party is going off. Make sure you go off that side. Make sure you go off on the correct side. Okay, if you fall off the wrong side, immediately sound off. Let us know so that someone can keep an eye out for you. Okay, if you're not a healer and you drop off the wrong side, you're not going to get any heals because your entire party is on the opposite side and you can't go back. You can't cross over. Okay, so just be careful about that. Okay, now once Kelly gives us a go ahead, we will get started lah.
Okay, it looks like Phil is the primary perception L. I've asked a couple other people, but they haven't responded, but he can do all of them. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Fel. Just make sure you bring some spare lah. Bring like maybe a secondary. Okay lah. I assume that Fel knows what to do. Fel has been running
Yeah.
some of the B runs also, so I guess he knows what to
He's
do.
he's a veteran.
Yep.
So,
Okay lah. So
yeah.
if that's all set, then we will do ready checks. Once your party is ready, you can just simply jump off on the correct side. Now main tanks, once as a main tank, once I see my parties with me and we have enough players on the correct side, you all can just get started. Okay, go and start pulling the mobs. Now, for all the new players here, word of warning, don't ever pull mobs ahead of the main tank. This is important. Don't ever pull enmity or pull a mob before the main tank does. If, for whatever reason, you pull a mob and the mob aggroes onto you, and you're not a tank, you're not on defensive stance, and you're not geared, okay, basically you're new, if the mob hits you, you can get one-shotted. It's possible to just get back once and you just instantly die. So please be extremely careful. Okay, in practice runs, we try our best to carry or bring everyone to at least the final boss. But if we run out of reses, I cannot guarantee that you will get one. Okay, so be extremely careful with pulling things. Now, any tanks who are not on main tank duty, okay, so if you are a tank and you are not on main tank duty, what you can do is you can sort of babysit your party lah. So if for whatever reason you ever see like 3 or 4 mobs being pulled at once, and then the main tank is like cannot grab everything, just help to pull those mobs. Okay, because why? If too many mobs are pulled or someone accidentally pulls an extra mob, the main tank cannot grab all of them at once. If there's 2 different elements, the main tank will be hard pressed to stay alive as well. So sometimes the main tank will just choose not to pull the different element mobs. If you are a sub tank, okay, or a tank, just help to hold the mob until someone else can help to DPS it down. Okay, it will keep your healers alive. Okay, the healers tend to rip enmity of the tanks. Okay, or of anyone, to be fair. Okay, now the Biblos mobs, these ones move away from their front and away from their rear. They have a very, very nasty cleave attack that comes out nearly instantaneously. Okay, be very careful. Don't be with the main tank as well. Okay, they'll cleave the main tank afterwards. Okay, and once we reach the first boss, what normally happens is that someone on either side will shout out that they have arrived at their first boss. Usually you see something like the boss name 100%. That means that that alliance has arrived. Okay, so Fel has done it for us. Thanks, Fel. So you can see Art 100%. We will wait for the Owen side to arrive. Okay, now while waiting, I will just do some basic explanations for the first pair of bosses. Okay, and rotate your Mega to offensive or defensive as necessary lah. Okay, now Art and Owen. Okay, I'll try to do really quick explanations. Now I'll start with Owen first. Okay, so for those on Owen side who are still fighting, just pay attention to the fight, but just listen to the explanation as well. Now Owen is really easy. Okay, I did say it earlier on. He's mechanically easier. His mechanic is basically if he's fire, you go to the ice spear. Okay, what's an ice spear? You will see them on the arena. Very obvious. If he's fire, you go to ice. If he's ice, you go to fire. That's all. Okay, that's all the mechanics that you need to pay attention to. Now, if the fight goes on long enough and you see the triangle stack markers, okay, these triangle markers are like the red triangle markers above your heads. Those with the red triangles need to stand on each other. It's like a group hug mechanic. You need to find someone to hug. But there'll be two players with the AoE on their feet. That one you pull away. Okay, you pull away the AoE puddles. Okay, that's all the mechanics you should see for Owen. If you see hands, we messed up already. It means somewhere along the way we've screwed up. Okay, so you should only see the Doritos and the fire and ice spears for Owen. Okay, that's all for Owen. Now for Art is a bit more difficult. Art will do a point blank AoE, and the 4 spears at the edge of the arena will follow up with their own point blank AoE. Alternatively, Art will do a donut, and the spears will do a donut afterwards. You need to do the Art mechanic first, and then quickly run to do the spear mechanic. Now, if he does a point blank, you need to move out, and then quickly run in to Art's hitbox to avoid the spear's AoE. Now, alternatively, there will be safe spots at the edge of the arena between the point blank spears, but there's no telegraph, so you don't really know where is it. Try to be in between. Okay, if you notice some of the players congregating at the edge of the arena, that is one of the safe spots. Now, if Art does a donut, then you need to go in and then run out to any of the 4 spears, because the spears will do a donut afterwards. Alternatively, you can stay at the edge of the arena near the spear to avoid Art's donut, and then you'll be already standing at the spear to avoid the spear donut as well. Okay, if you're not sure, again, just look out for where some of the players are standing. A big crowd of them means that they usually are standing at the safe spots. Okay, but try to do the mechanics. Now, Art is very difficult because if you are slow, you'll get clipped. Okay, so try to be careful about it. Okay, now last thing here, if the floor flashes, you need to stop moving. Okay, I will call it out later on. Okay, and that's all the time we have for the explanations. Now we're going to start soon because time is running a bit short, 6:30. So we're going to start at 1715. Okay, 1715. Okay, we'll start at 1715. Now if you have limit break 1 or 2, fire it off at 1714 for LB1, 1713 for LB2. Okay, range and caster limit break only. Okay, just use it because once we pull, the limit break will disappear. Okay, it will drain away. So just fire it as an opening DPS. It's free DPS, just use it. Okay, other than that, everyone else just get ready to begin. We're going to start in 15 more seconds. Try our best to stay alive. If you die and spirit procs get up, use another spirit. Okay, but if you stay dead, then just, we'll pick you up later on. Okay, LB2 now, if you have it. LB1, and we will be starting. Now, the 2 bosses will both open up with a red white and a tank buster. Okay, just, keep your party alive.
Going tank buster.
Owen Ice.
Okay, outside spears are up. Look out for the spears. Okay, can follow where Kelly is at. Everyone just go over there. Nice.
You can only do if they're point blank on the spears.
Okay, now outside. Art is technically dead. Rotate to defensive and just stay alive. You don't need to DPS anymore. Okay, this will be donut spears. So you go to a spear and stay at it. Okay, just go to any spear and stay at the spear.
Owen Fire.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's still the donuts here, Kelly. What are you doing? Okay, art stop moving, art stop moving, art stop moving. And avoid the line AoEs. Okay, get out the line AoEs now, quickly. Okay, if you move, you'll get this slow effect. Can't make it hard to move.
Owen, remember later when you get the triangle Dorito, stand behind the boss. Everyone, the point blanks just move away from the party. Triangle Dorito behind the boss. Owen should be dead soon.
Nice.
Wait.
Thank you. We had one death. That was Kelly.
With me. Then.
Okay,
Don't move past Mamo on Owen's
Yeah.
side because there's gonna be traps.
there's going to be traps on both
Yeah.
sides lah. So don't run ahead of the Perceptors. There's going to be a trap up ahead. Okay, thanks, Futo. Yeah, I think Futo's got perception. Thank you. Okay, just avoid the shiny glowy thing on the floor. That's an explosive trap. Now up the hall, up the stairs, there's a big hall. Hug the wall and go to the edge where the treasure coffer is at. Now treasure coffers in BA are personal. You need to open your own treasure coffer to get your own loot. Now in this hall, there's some mobs here. And there's 4 bleed traps. Okay, these small little circle traps are bleed traps. You step on them, they won't kill you instantly, but they put a very, very nasty debuff on you. So just don't step on them if you can help it. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna carefully dispatch or pull the mobs 1 and 2 at a time so that we can burn them down lah. Okay, the mobs here, nothing really very special, but we want to pay attention to a few of them, which I will call out. Okay, now first things first, the sprite, the ghost and the doll mob, they will wander around. So I'll try to pull the sprite first. Okay, sprites will aggro on magic cast, so anyone casting a spell near them will get aggroed. And then the ghost will aggro on low HP lah. So anyone who is below, I think 50% will be aggroed as well.
And touching.
Yes, and don't touch them as well. That's true. Dix, are you a tank, or is there any other tank
Sky
here?
is a tank.
Okay,
Okay,
Sky.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Sky, you can help me to pull also lah. Okay, I'll usually be focused on doing more explanations. Thanks, Sky. Okay, Sky is gonna help to pull stuff lah. Just look out for Sky. I will be on babysit duty. If something else is pulled, I will step in. Yeah, stance on, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, nice. Says that he will maintain never turn on stance, but it's okay lah. Now it's stance on already. Okay, go ahead, continue. Okay, now the centaurs in this, okay, in BA are a bit special in the sense that they will use a move called Berserk, which will give them a damage up buff, and if it goes off, they will one-shot players. So we need to interrupt the Berserk cast. Unfortunately, the centaurs cannot be stunned and they cannot be interrupted. So we need to use sleep on the centaurs. Now usually a healer or caster will swift cast and sleep. So let them handle it, but just don't pre-cast the sleep too early. Nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
The other thing to mention here is the doll. Okay, the doll mob has a very nasty gaze attack, and it must be pointed away from the alliance. Okay, usually the main tank will do that lah. So I'll just let Sky deal with it.
Right. Nice death.
Yeah, if you see the mobs dying suddenly, it just means that people are using Def L. Now Def L is a Logos action that will instantly kill the mobs. Okay, it only works on trash mobs, but it's RNG based. There's a chance that it will fail. The lower the mob's HP, the more likely it will succeed. If you have nothing better to bring, or you're a DPS and you don't know what else to bring, Def L is always a good choice.
But you cannot death Gushen pests.
You can't kill that which has no life. Undead they are already dead now, so you can't death them. Alright, now moving up the stairs, we're gonna see the second boss for BA. Okay, now I think quick question, Sky, do you want to main tank? Okay, thanks Sky. Sky's gonna be our main tank for today. Okay, now Raiden, second boss, Thunder expected, so rotate your Mega to the correct element. Okay, Sky is going to main tank for us today, so Sky will have his tank stance on. Everyone else should have tank stance off. Okay, and there's only two mechanics you need to look out for Raiden. Okay, the rest of the fight can be called out. Okay, now the two mechanics are the lateral Zantetsuken. Raiden will disappear from the arena and reappear on either the east or the west. We will all stack in the middle. Puddles will appear below randomly selected players, but because we're all stacked in the center, a large number of puddles will appear below all of us. Now Raiden will be either on the east or the west, and he will raise his sword on either his left or his right. We will need to move out of the puddles towards the side his sword is not pointing at. Okay, shortly after that, Raiden will cleave across the arena, killing anybody in the middle and anybody on the side his sword is pointing on. Okay, once more from the top, Raiden disappears. We stack in the middle, look for Raiden on either the east or the west. Raiden raises his sword on either his left or his right. Puddles appear below random players, but because we're all stacked in the middle, there'll be a large number of puddles below all of us. Move out of the puddles and then go to the safe side, the side his sword is not pointing at. Now if you are unsure which is the safe side, the easy way to deal with this is to get out of the puddles first. Okay, move out of the puddles first to make sure that you don't get killed by the puddles, and then look for everyone else. We will all be on the safe side. If you are if you are the only person running off to one of the sides and everyone else is on this side, quickly stop and turn around. There is enough time to come over. Alternatively, healers, if you see your party member running off to Narnia, just rescue them over to the correct side. You just quickly pull them over. Shortly after, Raiden cleave and kills anyone on the unsafe side. Okay, that is lateral Zantetsuken. Now the other mechanic that we may see is cloud to ground. Now cloud to ground, Raiden places a single Exer Flare marker. Now an Exer Flare, for those who are not familiar, is the AoE with an arrow in it. Okay, it's a traveling AoE. We will look for the first marker, okay, the first AoE. As it starts moving, we will stack at where it's spawned because that spot is safe. Okay, we're gonna stack at where the AoE spawned. Shortly after that, Raiden does bitter bubs and a whole bunch of things will be happening. Now, there will still be AoEs traveling across the arena. Puddles will appear below randomly selected players. Again, because we're all stacked together, there's going to be a large amount of puddles. Pop, sprint, run out of the puddles, avoid the traveling Exer flares, and a few random players will be tethered to each other. Split the tether. Okay, this is the bitter bubs tether. You need to break the tether from the other player. If you don't break it, after a while, you will start to take heavy damage, very likely killing both of you. Okay, so split the tether if you as soon as you can. Okay, avoiding all the mechanics. Now, at the end of all of these mechanics, Raiden will do whirling Zantetsuken. You need to move inside his hitbox. I will call it out. Be inside his hitbox. Okay, Whirling Zantetsuken is a donut AoE. The only safe spot is inside his hitbox, and he does this a couple of times in the fight. Okay, I will call these out. Okay, and that's all the mechanics that we should likely see. Okay, there'll be, if we see anything beyond that, okay, we see Levin Wall is gonna start to hurt. If we see the mechanic soup, means we already messed up. Okay, so generally speaking, just the cloud to ground and the lateral Zantetsuken. Okay, any questions? Okay, if you have questions, once again, it's a practice run, learning run. Feel free to just type it out. Use say chat, yell chat is fine. Okay, if not, then we'll do ready checks. Actually, no need. Okay, just come forward lah. No need ready check lah. Everyone's already here. Okay, just come forward beyond the purple line. Okay, just be beyond the purple line so you know they're ready. Okay, try not to AFK suddenly in pre-pull, because we will just suddenly start lah. Okay, and we'll start at ET. Okay, I'll set a pull time ET 2140. Okay, 2140 for the start time. Okay, if you'll be so kind. Okay, Sky will be our main tank. So if you all wish to do so, you all can mark Sky with a cookie. Okay, once again, waymarks and signs are party specific, so only your party can see your markers. If you want, you can mark the main tank. We don't need it now, but we'll need it later lah. Okay, we'll need it for later. Okay, and other than that, just ready up. Use food if you haven't already done so. See, I forgot also. So pop some food. Food will give you a 10% HP increase, so use it. Again, LB1 at 2139, LB2 at 2138. Okay, any of the range or caster DPS can just fire off the limit break. Okay, because if you don't use it, generally once the pull happens, the limit break will drop to 0. So just fire it off if you want to lah. Okay, just anybody just use it. If not, you just waste it. Okay, and ready up. We are starting soon. Now LB2 now, LB1 use LB1. Okay, and main tank establish. Now Sky will start off by pulling the boss closer to the edge of the arena. Okay, this is correct. He will move it further to the edge. There will be a red, white, and then followed by a tank buster. Okay, this is the tank buster. Now ranged and caster DP. Okay, ranged and caster classes can go maximum range. Okay, go backwards to maximum range. Raiden will electrify the edge of the arena, and shortly after this he does Ame no Sakahoko, which is a large point blank AoE from where he's standing right now. Okay, now everyone run, everyone back. Now Raiden will jump backwards. We need to be inside his hitbox after he lands. Be inside his hitbox. This is Whirling Zantetsuken. If you're standing outside, you just die. Okay, all of Raiden's sword attacks will one-shot you. He's disappearing. We'll stack in the middle. This is lateral Zantetsuken. Stack in the middle. Avoid the puddles and go to the safe side. Okay, get out of the puddles first and then go to the safe side. Nice rescue. Thank you.
I think they were safe. Just made sure.
Red, white. Now spread out lightly, spread out lightly. This is a light DPS check. Try to avoid staying in where the puddles overlap.
Look.
You can eat one AoE, just don't be taking 2 at a time. Okay, this is a light DPS check. Burn the spears. Nice. 34%.
Nice.
Red, white. Okay, then afterwards get out of the bruise. Okay, get out of this AoE. Now we're gonna see cloud to ground soon. We're gonna look for the first Axa Flare, and once it starts moving, we're gonna stack on it. It is north. Okay, we're heading north. Stacking at where the first Axa Flare is. Okay, just stack here. Get ready to pop sprint. Avoid all the AoEs and break the tethers. Pop sprint and run. Okay, split tether if you have it. Avoid all the AoEs. Don't run too far. Afterwards, we're gonna stack inside Raiden's hitbox. Alright, nice. It's just dead.
If you died, remember to put your remember it back on.
Okay, now, there's a treasure coffer up ahead. Remember to grab your treasure coffer. Now, for dealing with dead players, right, what we're gonna do is normally the healers, okay, as a practice, try to yell out that you will be sacrificing the dead player. Okay, I see one casualty over there. So whoever's sacrificing, just do what Casey does. Okay, do a yell like this, sacrifice L, the person's name. This way we know that this player or this healer is using sacrifice. Okay, if you don't say it and then you crack your own, and then someone else sacrifices that player, then you waste your sacrifice. So hence we try not to we try to announce it beforehand. Okay, it's just a courtesy thing. Okay, now moving on. This hall over here has a single bleed trap. Okay, thank you very much. It has been found, and Sky will start to carefully pull the mobs over one or two at a time, and we'll just burn them down. Okay, there's usually one trap in this hallway or this arena here, but it's already been found, so it's relatively safe to just run around and dispatch the mobs. Just be careful of if like too many gets pulled, you want to be extra careful about aggroing extra mobs. I will help to alleviate some of the pressure by tanking some of them, but just keep an eye out as well.
Funny.
Who's messing with the it's the what's that called again? Soundbox.
Yeah.
What's that thing called? I forgot. Suddenly I mind blank. Soundboard, yeah, it's a soundboard, that's right.
Be careful. The doll's coming.
Can Dix got it. Dix is a tank, right? Right. It is not. Let's see. See the tank.
Yes, I'm a tank. I put them to sleep.
I see. It's fine, it's fine.
Or I had to slow cast that one.
No worries. Alright, nice. Okay, so we've cleared this hall here. Now going up the stairs, there's gonna be another hall with a treasure coffer and an explosive trap just before the treasure coffer. So let the perceptors go first. Okay, I think, yeah, you see where Casey stopped, right? This line here is where we normally stop. Don't proceed beyond this. There's a trap somewhere here. Okay, it's on the right. Thank you very much. Okay, just be very careful about the explosive traps. Now traps, one thing to note, you don't want to stand near traps, because if someone steps in the trap, it will take you out as well. Okay, you kill anybody around the trap also. So just be very careful about going near traps. Just to let you know, tanks will sometimes pop the traps on purpose because they need to absorb it. Okay, they need to use the traps for certain things. Okay, then go ahead, Sky, you can start pulling the sprites and stuff. Okay, now in this hall over here, there's a few things we need to do. There's some mobs in the hallway. We're gonna dispatch the mobs first, and you will notice that there are 6 rooms in this hallway. Now each room actually has a certain element. It's not explicitly stated, but these first 2 rooms here are the fire room and the earth room. Okay, you can sort of tell what element they are by looking into the rooms. There's a color in it, and then there's sort of like an elemental theme in the room as well. Okay, so fire, earth, thunder, wind, ice and water rooms. There are 6 rooms altogether, and we are looking for 2 things in these rooms. Now there will be a visible treasure coffer in one of the 6 rooms. Now Futo has already yelled out that the treasure box is in water room, so thank you very much, Futo. We will be dispatching the mobs in the hall and then heading over to the water room to grab the treasure coffer first. Now there's also an invisible teleporter. Now this teleporter cannot be seen. It needs to be revealed by using perception. However, it is inside the room, so we will need to clean out the room so that we can allow the perceptors, the perception players, to go in and scan for the teleporter. Okay, so it's in one of the 6 rooms. We don't know which room it is. We may need to go through the room systematically and clean them out to find the teleporter. Okay, now we'll start with the water room first because our treasure coffers in it. Do note the rooms have traps in them as well. Ice and water has 2 explosive traps each. Thunder and wind has 1 explosive trap, and earth and fire has no traps at all. Okay, Sky, go ahead, just peel the dolls out. Okay, now these dolls, the blue Kalka dolls, have a very nasty pizza slice attack, which is quite large. You'll want to be either very near them or very, very far away from them. Okay, so just be very careful. Okay, and they cannot be interrupted, so it always goes off. Yeah, Ko-chan. Okay, nice.
Super close.
Okay, treasure coffer is behind the pillar on the right. Go over and grab it. Okay, and we'll need to start off, we need to do ice room next. Okay, so the priority for rooms, just to let you guys know, we usually do the treasure coffer room first, whichever room it is in, and then ice and water rooms afterwards. Okay, the reason for this is simply because we need to reveal the traps for these rooms. Usually in pug runs, tanks will use the traps for their own purposes. Okay, so go ahead, Sky, start to pull the ice mobs as well. I'll help to tank some as well, so don't worry if you see extras are being pulled. Okay, not in the ice room. Let's move down. Thunder and wind next. 6 room experience. You're getting full benefits today. I know, right? Full clear. You get your money's worth. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Sky. Don't wait for me. Just start pulling. It's okay, one. Okay, I think it's gonna be a bit bigger pull, so just be careful. Pull these. More mobs incoming. Okay, just move out of the AoEs. Just be very careful with AoEs here. Oh, someone got clipped.
Oh.
Again, just be careful with the AoEs. If you're lagging, just go farther away. Yeah, if you're lagging, just go further away. I think he's lagging. Nice. Okay, we found the teleporters in the thunder room, but let's dispatch the mobs first before we proceed. Nice. Now, after the teleport, there will be a treasure coffer on the right. Okay, this one has no trap, so just remember to grab your treasure coffer. And we'll be heading down to another hall with more mobs, another bleed trap, another hallway with 6 more rooms. And we're gonna do something different this time round. Okay, now as we are dispatching the mobs in this hall, I will explain what's gonna happen in the 6 rooms afterwards. Okay, so same thing, I just don't run into the hall, let the perceptors go in first. Sky will help to peel the mobs one at a time, and then we will dispatch them. Sky, you don't need to follow, you just pull them here. You go there, then everybody have to follow you there. You just pull them to the entry here. Yeah, like that. Thanks.
Do not touch the ghost, it will aggro to you when you touch it.
I think I'll pull the ghost first, no worries. I'll grab the ghost. Thanks. Okay, now Once we dispatch all the mobs in this hall, there'll be another hallway with 6 rooms. We're gonna clear the hallway as well. And what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be 6 rooms with 1 trap and a button in the center of each room. Okay, there'll be a button in the center, and there's gonna be a trap overlapping that button somewhere in the room. Let the perceptors go in to scan for the trap first, and then afterwards we're going to split up into 6 different parties. Okay, usually with at least 1 tank and 1 healer per party. Now you may have noticed that Kelly and Fel are starting to yell out the party allocations already. Okay, but basically 116 stone, which means 1 tank, 1 healer, 6 DPS going to the stone room or the earth room. So Fel rocks 116 fire, 1 tank, 1 healer, 6 DPS going to the fire room. Okay, and so on and so forth. So for those of you in a party, y'all can decide, if you have a tank and a healer, y'all can decide, okay, we're gonna go to thunder, wind, water or ice rooms, and then just yell it out so that Kelly can help to do the organizing for it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, now the purpose of splitting up into the rooms is basically later on, once we have assigned 1 party at least, okay, to each room, we will get a tank or someone who can tank to stand in the button in the center of the room. And once all 6 rooms have 1 person standing in the button, the doors will close on all of the rooms and 2 mobs will spawn in every room. In your party level, you will tank and spank the mobs. Okay, basically dispatch the mobs in your own parties. Okay, the mobs will just be regular mobs, nothing special about them, but just be careful to keep the tank alive and avoid AoEs as usual. Okay, also if possible for tanks, try not to pull more than 1 at a time, because if you are not geared, if you're not new, you may not be able to keep up with the healing required. Okay, or should I say your healers may not be able to keep up with the healing required. Okay, so if you are not certain, just try to pull 1 at a time. Okay, but if for whatever if accidents happen and someone accidentally pulls the other mob, or you accidentally pull both mobs at the same time, that's fine. Just pop some mitigations and heal through as necessary. Okay, so we have dispatched all the mobs in the hallway. We're gonna make sure that the traps are found in all 6 rooms first. Okay, if you don't see a trap in the room, just clarify that it has been either scanned or disarmed. Okay, disarmed meaning that someone has detonated the trap to clear it away. Okay, and kindly yell or shout out your room assignment so that Kelly can help us to organize. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, I just need thunder. So party leaders, if you could put, let's say, a waymark in the corner of the room, of your room, to help your party know where to go, that would be great. Shark,
Oh yes.
Shana's asking. Yeah.
Yes. What's Shana asking? Sorry.
How to get in.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so a few things to mention here. For this section of BA, right, you can use shout, because for those in the earth and fire rooms, we can't hear you on the ice and water room. So at this point of time, if you're doing organizing things, you can use shout just for this section. Now for the players outside in Hydatos, the support fate is gonna happen. So you will need to join a party outside. So Shana, you're still in my party, you will need to leave, because as a solo player you may not be able to get full contribution. So drop out of my party and yell or shout for a party at the support fate. Get into a party, take down the Tristitia, okay, the support fate, and get the buff. Once you've got the buff, fingers crossed, RNG is the same process as before. Blue portals appear, wait for 3 minutes, red portals appear, make a beeline to the nearest red portal, try our best to click on a red portal to get in. If I wish you all the best. It's the same process as earlier, just need to find a red portal and click into it.
Okay, I still need a party for Thunder. So what we need to do, Nia, are you free to go into Thunder, or do you have another room already? Oh wait, yeah, they're not in the oh god.
Eh, Nia not here meh? Nia is inside the
I
inside
was gonna say
BA.
Nia's in here, right?
Yeah, she's in BA. No, okay. My party we go to Stone. My party we go to Stone. Don't follow Kelly.
Yeah,
Kelly's helping
no,
to organize the things.
Nia's in BA at the moment. It says so.
Yeah, Nia's in BA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let Kelly organize lah. We let Kelly do the sorting out. So I think we need one extra tank to go over to Thunder, and then we send some DPS players over and a healer or something to help out with it.
No problem, Mel. There's so many people with so many names that are the same. It's fine. Yeah. So Nia's coming over because they were doing in
Where's the teleport? It's in Thunder. Was it
Thunder?
Thunder? Yeah, it was Thunder.
Okay, Dix is helping, like, not. Mel's just running around in circles.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that. Oh, sorry. I'll type it.
Okay, so Mia's fine to go into Thunder, Dix is at a heal, and Reina's there for DPS. Okay. If one person from my party, can you go to Thunder just to help out with DPS, please? Thank you. Great. Okay.
Like ideally we have 48 players and 6 parties lah, but this time round we have 40 players, so 5 parties only. So hence one room is unaccounted for. So usually when this happens, we just like peel some players off from other parties and send them over to the missing room to sort of deal with it. There are ways to handle like not enough tanks, not enough players, things like that lah, but I won't go into too much detail during the practice run.
If you can let us know when you reach the room, yeah, that'd be great.
We can just do the generic ready check now. So for all the parties, right, once you have been assigned to your room, you go into your room. For the DPS and healers, you stay in the corner of the room, okay, so that when the mobs appear, you don't face aggro them straight away. So just come to the room and go to the corner, stay in the corner to be safe. And then we just do ready checks. Okay, so all the parties just do your ready checks and then just yell out. Once Kelly has verified we are all ready, then I will set a pull time or start time.
Okay. Just need thunder wind.
Okay, the other thing to mention here is that at the same time, the players outside in Hydatos will be helping us to do the support fate. Now, this support fate needs to be cleared for us to proceed further. If they don't clear it, we cannot carry on. And they will need Dispel L to deal with the support fate outside. So usually as the players running BA inside, right, we will also try to ensure that someone has Dispel. So you'll notice, like Kelly will usually ask for support desk, Dispel L, do you have it? Something like along those lines for the auto translate. Okay, but I think in this case there's quite a number of players outside. So we are good for the support. I think there's about 12 players outside. Okay, I see Hafun, I see Vladicus. Okay, and Shana's out there as well.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, everyone's ready.
Alright, thanks Kelly. Okay, so we're gonna start at ET 0550 lah. Okay, 0550. So for the tanks, make sure you have your stances on and rotate your magia to the correct element. Okay, what element is the element of your room? So if you're in the earth room, you should be on earth defensive. If you're on fire room, you should be on fire defensive. okay, etc., etc. If you have any defensive logos actions, you can use them, but to be honest, not necessary lah. It's just 2 mobs only, but make sure you're on defensive. Here, just keep the tanks alive, and then try to pull one at a time if possible. But if you do accidentally pull both, or someone pulls the other one, tanks just grab it. Okay, if you don't grab it, then they'll start to kill your party members, which is bad. So just tank and spank as per normal. Okay, just don't step on the trap. Okay, and at 0550, all the tanks will step in the button in the center. Okay, don't worry, if you step inside early, doesn't matter. Nothing happens until all 6 buttons have someone in it. At that point of time, the doors will close, and then the mobs will spawn, and the support fade out there will happen at the same time as well.
Yeah, you can. They won't activate unless everybody in the rooms are on it.
Yep. Okay, it's 550 already, so step in the button and tank and spank. Okay, as usual, just be careful of AoEs and things like that lah. Okay, especially the doll mobs, those are nasty. Oh, the other thing to mention is if you kill the mobs in the room, your doors will open. You need to run to the front of the hallway, touch the big doors, and shout first to win. Guys, faster! Why are we so slow?
Because I had to drop Death L because I died and had to put on my other refresh.
Death L, death you. I see. Why are we so slow? Faster! Come on, guys. We can do this. We can do this.
Yeah, just name Shark.
Just a word from our sponsor. Please always purchase Shark brand Death L. The best brand Death L works 100% of the time, 10% of the time.
Scam. It's a scam.
No, it works exactly as is listed on the description. Works 100% of the time, 10% of the time. Alright, guys, go, let's go. Are we? Hey, no, so many. I think we last.
Oh my god. Hey,
Yeah.
oh.
Man, this BBD Boo brand Dev L, such competition. But I appreciate competition. It helps keep our products better.
Yeah,
Shark brand
Shark
Dev's
brand
still the
is
best, by the
great.
way. Thanks. Just don't buy Bunny brand. Bunny brand is like knockoff.
Oh fuck.
Counterfeit brand.
I'm too lazy to market my own.
Small company. No marketing budget.
Absolutely. Oh.
Okay. For those who are back up at the hall, okay, you notice we're all gathering here now. This is actually the original set of 6 rooms, and new mobs have spawned. Now all the tanks, turn off your stances except Sky, our main tank. Sky, go ahead, start to pull some of the mobs. Okay, now in this hallway, there's 3 mobs we need to sort of pay attention to. The first one is this frog over here. Okay, so Sky is pulling this frog right now. There will be a centaur and Bibliotaph, okay, which is the book monster, up ahead later on. Okay, the reason why we are calling out these mobs is basically because these mobs tend to walk around or wander in this hallway. Sometimes they go into the rooms, and if you fail to realize that they have gone into the room, you might walk past the room, they come out from the room, and they are at the rear of the party, which is quite bad. That means DPS and healers will start getting aggro and getting one-shotted. So yeah, they basically backstab you or ambush you from the rear. So we try to account for them. Okay, thankfully now we can see the 2 of them up ahead. So we've got all 3 accounted for. Okay, support fate is done as well. Thanks, support fate. Thank you. Support desk. Okay, we usually make it a habit to tank the support players out there. Okay, now for support desk guy players, okay, good luck. Try your best to go and grab a portal. Okay, for Shana, try your best to come in. If you get in, you just let us know. I'll pick you up again. Okay, or Kelly will pick you up again. Okay, but just try our best lah. Okay, I can't guarantee entry into BA. You have to fight with everyone else out there.
Fight for dominance.
RNG, may the RNG gods favor you. Now for everyone else, at this point of time, okay, now that we've cleared all the trash mobs, okay, sometimes the tanks will ask us to clear mobs in the rooms because they want the traps, but here we have already cleared the ice and water room, so there's no other mobs to clear. So we're gonna take a short break here. At this point of time, we are going to break, but okay, do note that Nia's gonna pull the wind mob. Okay, this is something, oh man, this is something the materials players do all the time, but Nia's gonna
No, no,
pull.
no.
Sleep.
I think Nia is sciencing for Indom, not the sleep.
No, I know,
thing.
I know. I understand. Is
The sleep is just
there's a few
defensive.
benefits to pulling the wind mob lah. Number one, you can build in-down stacks. Number two, you can build LB gauge, by the way, which is really useful. Number three is a slumber party. So just ignore the shenanigans happening in the hallway. Now, for those of you who want shell and protect, go to the hallway lah. Okay, just go to the hallway and then just usually what we do is we form a line. Okay, so basically like you just form a line here and then get a shell and protect from. I think Nico Chan is helping to cast it, so thank you very much, Nico Chan. So get a shell and protect from Nico Chan. Bow, say thank you, and then move out of the line. Okay, later you'll see this more happen more pronounced at the Osma fight. Okay, but for now, we can just sort of gather around here. Okay, now at this point of time we're gonna take a short break. So it's about X42 on the clock. So let's rest for a while. We will be back by X48. So 6 minutes break. Okay, so 6 minute X48. So be back by 48 lah. So this is your designated bio break. You can go washroom, bathroom, toilet break, get a refill on coffee and tea. I need to refill my tea. Okay, I'll be back to do explanations in about 5 minutes or so lah. Okay, so I'll see you guys back in about 5 minutes. I'm back. I forgot to tell everyone not to AFK for too long, but I hope everyone will be back soon. Yeah, for those of you who are still here, just remember to like touch your character. That sounds wrong. Remember to rotate your camera or move your character every so often. BA has a kick timer of 10 minutes. So if you AFK for 10 minutes, right, you will get booted from the instance, which is obviously bad. Yeah, if you disconnect, so just try to reconnect. It's fine. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. I know, right? Yeah. I'm not worried about the Popotos though. I mean, it's just lunch, right? They just lunch, so it's fine. Yeah, for those of you, okay, for those of you who just to let you all know lah, if the soundboard is a bit loud or noisy, right, you all can adjust the soundboard volume in Discord, using the user settings and under voice and wait, let me check. Yeah, voice and video. There's this soundboard volume slider. You can lower it. Mine is set to like I think 40% or so. So it's not really that loud. Not very jarring. It doesn't shock you or scare you. You can lower the soundboard volume if you find it's too loud. Okay, now it's X48 already, so I hope most of the new players are back. Okay, I'm gonna start explanations on what's gonna happen from this point onwards lah. Okay, so yeah, where's Shana? Did Shana make it in? That's a good point. I saw Hafun made it in, so did Vlad. Shana, where you? Oh, yeah, nice. Shana is back in. Kelly, help pick up Shana again. Thank you.
I just came back. So.
No worries.
Noise.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay, so for those support guys who come here, right, don't rush. Y'all should like do your logograms at the start of BA. There's a manipulator thingy there, and then there's a teleporter that you should take to join us lah, to come back to us. So, but spend your time to form your logos actions and use your spirit. Okay, your spirit is still up, Shana, I can see it. But make some logos actions to replace it lah. Okay, I'll start explanations here for AV onwards. Okay, now while we're waiting for the support desk to come and join us, at the same time, there's a couple of things that's happening right now. The next boss is AV, okay, Absolute Virtue, which is the pink, purple / floating person you see in the background over here. And from this point onwards, there's only 3 more encounters left. AV, which is boss number 3. Yeah, he's from FF11. Yeah, he's notorious for being the 30 hours, or was it like I can't remember 70 hour long fight or something. Then some people collapsed from exhaustion. Okay, from FF11, there was this very major news story about Absolute Virtue back then. Yeah, and then Square Enix had to nerf him to make him don't take like a whole day to kill or something like that. So yeah, that's why he's notorious. Okay, anyway, this is AV, Absolute Virtue. And then afterwards, there's 2 trash mobs, and then Osma, which is the final boss fight. So essentially, we are down to 2 more boss fights lah. Okay, the trash mobs I don't really, they're nothing special, nothing significant. So just the 2 more boss fights. Now at this point of time, if you are a DPS and you are not on, okay, you are on defensive, and you have brought an offensive wisdom. Okay, what I mean by offensive wisdoms? So for example, wisdom of the elder for casters, wisdom of the fiend hunter for ranged DPS, and wisdom of the duelist for melee DPS. If you have brought any of these 3, now is the time to crack them open. Okay, if you don't have any of these, but you have skirmisher, that also works. Okay, it's just any DPS wisdom will be useful from this point onwards, because these last 2 bosses have DPS checks. Okay, there's a DPS check. So we're gonna push DPS lah. Okay, now AFK warning. For those of you who have just gotten back, do kindly remember to move your character around, okay, or rotate your camera a bit, type something to prevent the AFK kick from kicking you out. Okay, if you AFK for 10 minutes, it will kick you out of the instance. So just remember to move your character around. Okay, this explanation will take a bit of time lah. So do remember to keep yourself moving. Now, next, at this point of time, if you have any DPS wisdoms, just try to use them. Okay, plate bearer generally is not recommended because if you fail to do the mechanics properly, you're just gonna die anyway. So it's not very recommended. Although you can use it lah. Okay, now not to say cannot use, but it's not recommended lah. Because if you're just gonna stay defensive, right, you're just helping yourself. You're not helping the raid to push out DPS as well. So it's not very team friendly. Okay, but if you have nothing better to use, right, it's fine. Okay, generally for practice runs, I don't really harp about it too much. Okay, but do take note that for public runs, you are expected to if you are DPS, you're expected to bring some form of DPS because that's your only job. Okay, your job is to bring the DPS. Okay, now next, absolute virtue. The boss itself, okay, I'll start explaining mechanics for absolute virtue. Now this boss has is a wind aspected boss, so rotate your Magia to the correct element. Okay, so thunder for offensive, ice for offensive, and wind for defensive. Okay, the main tank for this fight will be Sky. So Sky, once again, I'm going to point him out at the front. Okay, you should mark him with a sign at this point of time. Okay, this fight, the marker is important. So help to mark Sky for your party if you haven't done so already. Okay, waymarks and signs are party specific. Only your party can see them. Okay, now AV's mechanics. AV does two things to look out for. Number one is IDOS. Now IDOS basically AV will have light or dark bracelets, and we will need to go to the opposite color. Now his bracelets will manifest in two different ways. Number one, puddles of both colors will appear, and the dangerous color. So in this example, I'm going to use dark color. So let's say he has dark bracelets. The dark color is the dangerous color. We will need to move away from the dangerous color puddles because they will expand. Shortly after that, they will all explode. Okay, so once again, puddles of both colors will appear. Move away from the dangerous color, usually either move to the edge of the arena, next to a safe color puddle, or between two safe colored puddles. Okay, that is usually the safe spot. Now, if you're not sure where to go, just look at where everybody else is going. We will all be moving ourselves to the same generic safe spots. Okay, we'll all be cramming or crowding around the same safe spots. If you're not sure, just go to where everybody's standing. It's generally gonna be safe. Okay, so this is the puddles. Okay, after a short while, the dangerous color puddles will expand, and all the puddles will explode. You cannot be standing in the puddle when they explode, but you can run over them to get to a safe spot. Okay, so this is the first mechanic. Now the second mechanic is called Impact Stream. Now Impact Stream, AV will split the arena into two halves, and we will just need to be on the safe color. So if he's dark bracelets, we need to be on light. I will call this out. I will say, go to light, move to the light half, or go to dark, go to the dark half. Okay, so this is Impact Stream. Now do note that midway in this fight, AV will disappear, and there will be 3 clones at the edge of the arena. We will need to stack in the middle. He will do 3 impact streams, one after another. I'll just call out light, dark, or something along those lines. Okay, just go to the safe color. Healers, do take note that there's even though you're doing the mechanic correctly, your party is still going to be taking damage. Okay, there's a small amount of damage coming in. Remember to heal through as necessary. Okay, during that phase, I'll ask you all to rotate to defensive. Just manually rotate your Mega Bot to wind to be on defensive. Okay, because there's no DPS during that part of the fight, so just rotate to defensive. Okay, and pop Hurricane Potions, try to stay alive. Okay, now, the third and most important mechanic is called Turbulent Aether. Now, Turbulent Aether will target 8 randomly selected players with an orb and tether. Now, this orb and tether will have a color, light or dark color. And to resolve it, you will need to look for a puddle, okay, a small circular AoE puddle of the opposite color. So let's say I'm tethered with a dark orb and tether. I need to move myself to a light puddle and stand in it. Wait for the orb to touch me. When the orb hits me, it explodes. but because I'm standing in the opposite color puddle, it will mitigate most of that incoming damage. You will then resolve the mechanic. Okay, so Turbulent Aether, if you have a tether, you need to go and drag yourself to a puddle of the opposite color, wait for the orb to hit you and it explodes, you have resolved the mechanic. Now do note that this mechanic is personal, means if you have the tether, you have to resolve it. But if anyone is not paying attention and they let the orb hit them and they're standing around other players, they're gonna just blast everyone else around them. So be very careful to, if you have the tether, please do the mechanic. If you don't have the tether, please move away from other players who have the orb and tether and are not moving. Okay, I'm very mindful of people who don't move, but they have the orb and tether. They should be moving. So I try to move away from those players, okay, as a defensive measure. But worst case scenario, it explodes, blast a bunch of us, we take damage. If fully healed up, we won't die, but it will put a damage down debuff, which is nasty. So try your best to handle this mechanic. It is a personal mechanic that you need to resolve, but failure to do so will hurt everybody else around you. Okay, and this pattern is seen in Osma as well, which is why I cannot guarantee clears, because one person messing up the mechanic can kill everybody else, which makes it tough to guarantee us clearing. Okay, but we'll try our best. Okay, we'll try our best. Okay, now the other thing to mention here in this fight is that there will be 2 Wyvern ads that appear in this fight. Okay, these Wyvern ads are thunder aspected, so you may need to rotate your mega to the correct element, which is earth, burn the ads down, and then rotate back to ice to continue to target AV. I will mention this in the fight. So there's some Magia rotation in this fight. Remember to rotate the Magia to the correct element. Now if you have Def L, you swift cast, you cast Def L on the ads. If it hits or it sticks, they just instantly die. So Def L works for ads in this fight. Okay, usually we assign 1 tank. In this case, I'm taking north and Fel is taking south. So these assigned tanks are basically the 2 tanks that will hold the ads in place. Okay, and then the rest of the DPS just burn the ads down. Okay, the last thing to mention here is that Sky is our main tank for this fight once again. So thanks Sky, mark him with a sign or something. When I call for Tank Buster, please move away from the main tank. The Tank Buster is an AoE centered on the main tank. It will kill anybody standing next to the main tank if they're not a tank as well. So please be very careful about where the main tank is when tank busters are going. I will call them out. I'll say, tank buster, move away from main tank. Sky, if you can, try to move away from other players as well. But if everyone's crowding around Sky, then there's not much else we can do about it. You just have to eat the tank buster and die. Okay, so please be careful about the tank busters as well. It tends to come during the Turbulent Aether Wyvern ads phase. So everything will be happening at the same time. Just try to focus and pay attention. Avoid the tank buster, do the op and tether mechanic, burn the ads down at the same time. Okay, and that's it for the AV explanations. Any questions? Okay, now we're down to about 15 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to try to expedite things by doing ready checks at this point of time. So all parties help me to do ready checks. Now if you are ready, come forward beyond the purple line. Okay, step forwards beyond the purple line if you are ready. Okay, you don't have to run all the way to the front, just come into the arena so that we know that you're here, you're present. If there's anyone who is not ready, means they failed the ready check, you party just let us know. Okay, just say one member missing, one member AFK, just let us know. Okay, if not, then I'm gonna assume that most, if not everyone, is ready. Okay, you, Okami, and KC are veterans, so they are fine. Okay, and I'm gonna set the ET to be 1420. Okay, ET 1420 for the pull time. Okay, now last few checks. If you have food, okay, by now the food will have dropped off. Please use another food. If you die in this fight, remember to pop a new Spirit of the Remembered at any point of time. Okay, LB2 will be 1418. LB1 will be 1419. Again, range and caster limit break only. Okay, just fire it off, don't waste it. If you pull, it will usually drain away, so just use it. Okay, and stay focused. Try your best. Deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna start soon. Okay, now LB2, LB1, and main tank establish. Now AV will open up with a red wide. Just heal through as necessary. Now this is away from light puddles, away from light puddles. Now the first time he does this, there's only one color puddles. Subsequent casts will have two. Now after this, come close to AV, come back into AV, he follows it up with Medusa Javelin. Now for this fight, you want to try to stay near AV whenever possible because of his extremely large cleave attacks. Okay, if he points the cleave at you, you're gonna die. Now this is go to dark, impact stream, stay on the dark half of the arena. Okay, again, try to stay near AV. When he splits the arena into halves, you want to be near him to cross over to the correct side. Now tank buster incoming, tank buster on main tank. Now, two colored puddles away from light puddles, away from light puddles. You just move away from the lighter colored puddles. Shana, come back here. Yes, nice. Yeah, don't need to greet so much. Risky moves, but it's okay. More red whites. Now turbulent Aether soon. Check for tether, wait for the javelin, and go. Okay, those with the tether, please handle your orb and tether. There will be an incoming tank buster on the main tank. Move away from the main tank. Okay, resolve your orb mechanic, come back to the party for shields and heals. There will be a red white shortly after. Red white. Another red white. Now, shortly after this, AV will become invulnerable. Okay, he will disappear, rotate to defensive, stay in the middle, pop Hurricane potions, and heal through as necessary. Okay, there'll be 3 impact streams. Stack in the middle, rotate to defense, use Hurricane potions, stay alive. First one is dark. Go to dark, stay on dark. Okay, remember the heal through? Light is next. Go to light. Stay on light. And the last one will be dark. Okay, stay on dark. Now after this, pop sprint. Run away from the proximity in the middle. And after AV lands, you want to run back close to AV after he comes back in. He go back close. He follows it up with Medusa Javelin. Okay, rotate your Mega back to offensive. And lastly, orientate yourself away from the main tank. There's gonna be a tank buster on the main tank. Red, white. Now shortly after this, there's gonna be turbulent Aether again with ads. Now these are ads. Get ready for ads. You just help to burn the ads down. Those with the tethers, please wait for the javelin and go. Tank buster on the main tank as well. Beware of the main tank. Nice. Yeah, let's go clip Hafun with it. Okay, come back for shields and heals. More red whites. It's okay. I just clip Hafun is fine. Okay, puddles, 2 colored puddles, away from light puddles, away from light puddles. Oh my god, it's bad. Nasty. Okay, come back to away from the proximity. Try to commit and kill him.
Kill it.
Kill it. Okay, nice. Okay, treasure coffer at the front. Grab your treasure coffer. Again, dead players, let the healers deal with them. Okay, we try not to crowd around the dead players because it's very hard to see. It's very hard to it makes it difficult for the healers to see the dead players if we all crowd around them. So we try to just let the healers do their thing. Okay, so grab your treasure coffer, And healers remember to just announce it if you res players lah. Okay, try to make it a habit to do so. Quite annoying for some of the healers when they crack their sacrifice, then someone res the dead player already. Thank you.
Sorry, Callie.
What?
I'm sorry about stealing the light with the dark portal.
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry about that.
I was in the middle of Dell.
Well,
I like edge myself towards him.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, now, up ahead there'll be two ads here. Now these two ads, we'll just slowly pull and build our gauges on them. Okay, don't burst them down, don't def L them. They are meant for us to use as DPS batteries. It's used to build our gauge, like black and white mana, samurai stickers, the ninja Bavakavra gauge. Okay, whatever gauge that you need to use to build. Okay, they're like DPS batteries. So Sky, go ahead, just start to pull one at a time. Can just use them to build gauges. Now do note that they'll also use a skill called on the properties of darkness, which must be stunned. Okay, but as a tank and a paladin, I will have my stun ready, so don't worry about it. Okay, so first one down, and then do the same for the second one. Okay, now after the second mob has been dispatched, there's gonna be a lot of things to deal with. Okay, we're about 27 minutes left, so not too bad. Okay, the Osma fight is about 10 minutes and 30 seconds long, so we have just enough time. Okay, there's gonna be quite a number of things to deal with here, so I will just get started on the explanations as well. Now, first things first, for those who are first time here, cutscene enjoyers, there will be a cutscene. Enjoy your cutscene. Quite a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, okay, quite a number of you guys. Okay, just enjoy the cutscene.
Okay.
Screams. This my new favorite phrase for the cutscene is a screams geometrically. Have you seen the cutscene? You all see the cutscene before? Do you remember it?
This one? No, I can't even remember
It's
it.
basically Osma coming down from the sky, and then he changes into different shapes. So it screams geometrically. For those who understand the reference. Okay, now, next. Okay, the cutscene is done. First things first. Okay, don't run to the front. Don't go to the shiny glowy button at the front. Now at the front there's this shiny glowy button. If you step on it, you'll get sent onto the Osma platform, and I get a bit nervous when people jump down early because there's a lot of things to be done up here. So avoid stepping on the button at the front. Thank you very much. Now, shell and protect will be gotten at the back. Now what we usually do here on Elemental is the person casting shell and protect will be at the very rear of this bridge here. So kindly form a line and get a refresh on your shell/protect. Okay, for those of you who have less than 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, just get a refresher on the shell and protect, because this explanation is going to take about 10 minutes. The fight is going to last about 10 minutes. So you need to have at least about 15 to 20 minutes on your shell protect. Okay, form a line, queue up. Okay, line up. Get your shell and protect at the front, at the back. Bow, say thank you. Step out of the line. Next person step forwards. Get their shell and protect as well. Okay, so this is how we usually do it here on Elemental, and I think Materia has adopted this method as well. Okay, so while that's going on as well, I will begin explanations on the Osma fight. Now, there's a couple of things to mention here. Now, for those of you who are new first timers, okay, now if you have gotten your shell and protect, you can carefully go to the front, again being very careful not to step on the shiny glowy button, and look at the Osma arena, or if you haven't gotten your shell and protect, open your minimap. Okay, you can look at your minimap as well. Now, if you look at the Osma arena, you'll notice that it's a ring-shaped platform with 3 rectangle-shaped protuberances, okay, or 3 rectangle platforms, one on the east, one on the west, and one at the south. What we need to do is we're going to split up our main alliance into 3 different groups. One east, one west, and one south, with each group handling 1 platform each, and each group must have 1 main tank at least. Okay, at least 1 main tank. You can have more than 1 tank, but 1 main tank per platform. We also will need at least 1 healer or more per platform to deal with Pain Flare. Okay, now Pain Flare I generally won't explain for new players, but do understand that what happens is that you will notice that parties are yelling out their party comms as usual. Okay, you will see that this macro. Thanks very much, Kelly, for helping to post the macro and organizing this. The what's going to happen is that our parties will usually yell something like this. Okay, Sky Rider 1, 2, 6 South MT. This means Sky 1 tank 2 healers 6 DPS will be handling the South platform as the main tank party. Muri 1, 2, 6 East ST. Muri's party 1 tank 2 healer 6 DPS. They are going on the East platform. They are the sub tank party. Now ST party, just to let you all know, usually the pain flare mechanic is handled by the ST party. Priority goes to the ST party. But if the ST party cannot handle pain flare, means either your healers are new, or you're just not confident in doing it, or your party is no healers, not enough healers, etc., etc., you can ask the main tank party to handle it. But one of the two parties on that platform must handle it. Okay, so I'll let all the parties sort it out in the Yale chat. Okay, and during this time, I will do the explanations for the Osma fight itself. Okay, so thanks, Kelly. Go ahead and help me to sort it out.
Yep, I'm doing.
All right, now, Osma mechanics. This is the final fight in the Baldesian Arsenal. The Osma fight itself is 10 minutes and 30 seconds long. So we will need to get started or be ready to start somewhere around like 12 minutes or so. So I'll keep an eye on the time. We have about 10 minutes to spare. Well, this explanation might take about this long. Okay, so get buckled in. Okay, now do note, during this explanation time, gentle reminder, just don't AFK for, don't just zone out and listen to me, my voice ramble on, and then you just forget to move and then you get kicked out. Okay, it has happened before. Just every once in a while, just move your character a bit to prevent the auto kick from kicking you. Okay, thank you very much. Now, Osma mechanics. To clear Osma, you need to be in the Osma arena when Osma is defeated to count as a clear. Okay, you need to be inside the Osma arena when Osma dies for it to count as a clear. Now, it's quite specific. You can be dead on the floor and it will count as a clear. However, every 2 minutes, Osma will do this move called Black Hole, which will eject players from the Osma arena, kicking you out into Hydatos. So every 2 minutes, Osma will, okay, for lack of a better word, it will suck or siphon players into itself, and you will end up in Hydatos outside. If you are dead or you don't handle the black hole mechanic, you will get kicked out of the instance of the BA. Essentially, your run is over. Okay, if you get kicked out, it means you cannot clear, obviously, because you're not in here anymore. However, excuse me. However, try to stay with your party if that does happen. Okay, obviously we hope for the best, but if no accidents happen, you die, you get sucked out, stay with the party because the party still fighting inside with the full 8 members has access to LB3. If you drop out after you get kicked, after you get sucked out, okay, you rage quit, leave, quit the game, the party will lose LB3. So try to just stay with the party until the fight is over. Okay, it doesn't matter whether we clear or not, but at least give the players still fighting inside a fighting chance to clear. Okay, so thank you very much. Now, Osma explanations. There are 3 mechanics to look out for Osma. Number 1, most important, is meteors. Now, Osma starts as a sphere form. Okay, it's a ball, and he changes into different shapes as the fight progresses. Every time he changes into a triangle, or what we call a pyramid form, or a spike ball, or what we call a star form, meteors will appear. Now, meteors, what happens is 2 players per platform will be marked with an AoE. This AoE is freaking huge. It covers like the entire platform. You cannot miss it. These 2 meteor mark players will need to place the meteor that they have one at the rear right corner of the platform, the other one to the left. On the ring shaped platform, there is a button on the ring. You must place one there as well. Now, later when we jump down, all parties will place 2 waymarks on their own platform to show all their party members where to place the meteors. Look out for these waymarks. If, for whatever reason, you don't see the waymarks and you need the waymarks, ask your party to help place them for you. And look for where they are. Pay attention. Always go to the left I cannot emphasize this enough. Meteors is to the left. Okay, to the left, to the left. Okay, always go to the left in the clockwise direction facing Ozma. Okay, because why? If you go to the right, you're gonna clash with the other person on the right platform who is going to their left. So please place the meteor to the left. Now, meteors, you need to place them properly, because if you don't, if you drop the meteor in the center, everybody dies. Okay, everyone on that platform dies. So you must handle the meteors. These two players need to deal with their mechanic to make sure that everyone else survives. Hence, the difficulty in Ozma. Players who fail the meteor mechanic can wipe their entire platform, which snowballs into a wipe. Okay, so try your best to deal with the meteor mechanic. Now, one of the difficulty with meteor is that it's hard to identify if you have the meteor. What I recommend is to, once the meteors appear, just drop DPS, ignore DPS, and prioritize identifying if you have the meteor. Move yourself away from the group. If the marker follows you, you are the meteor mark player. Please go to the waymarks and place them. Okay, now, the other thing to mention here is that you need to adjust. Meteors cannot be stacked. One must go to the rear, the other must go to the left. You cannot stack the meteors. Try to adjust. There's not much else we can do about it. Can be 2 healers, 2 DPS, 2 tanks, main tank even. Try to put one at the rear and the other person go to the left. Okay, if you see one person running to the rear and you have the other meteor marker, you go to the left, and vice versa. Try your best to adjust. Okay, not much else I can say about it lah. Okay, just try our best to adjust. If shit hits the fan and the meteors are stacked, they explode. Okay, people just, what we normally do is just pop tank LB and pray that we survive. Pop all the mitigations and pray that we survive. Okay, not much else we can do. Okay, try our best to do meteors. Thank you very much. Okay, now that is mechanic number 1. Okay, mechanic number 2 is acceleration bombs. Now, accel bombs happen during the triangle form of Ozma, and a random number of players, okay, I think there's a fixed number lah, but we don't know, I think it's about 8 to 10 players, will get marked with acceleration bomb. Now, this accel bomb is a debuff that appears on your debuff bar anywhere from 8 to 24 seconds, and it will slowly count down. When it hits 5 seconds or less, there will be a very visible dice icon appearing above your head. Okay, it's like those dice mechanic. Okay, the dice stop moving mechanic that appears in other content like Del Riada, Susano, or EX. Okay, things like that. You may have seen it outside before. Just stop moving. Okay, when the dice 3, 2, 1, okay, at 1 or less, it sort of snapshots. You need to stop moving by then. You stop moving, stop attacking, stop casting. If you are ranged DPS, to play safe, you stop auto attacking as well. Okay, sheath your weapon or deselect Ozma to prevent auto attacks from triggering accel bomb. If you're not doing anything at that point of time, the accel bomb just drops off. It fizzles. Nothing happens. The debuff drops off. You have resolved accel bombs. But if you move, cast, or auto attack and it detonates the accel bomb, you and everyone else around you drops to 10% HP. It just knocks off 90% of everyone's health around you. Healers need to spam panic heal, cure tree, sucker to quickly heal up everyone to full health, because usually there will be a meteor or stack marker that comes after accel bombs. Okay, so fingers crossed, try to resolve accel bomb as well. Again, it is a mechanic that you have to resolve, but if you mess up, everyone else around you dies. So please be very careful with accel bombs and meteors. Okay, it's one of those butt clench moments. Every time I see accel bomb near me, I just like clench really hard and then just pray that it doesn't explode. Because it's hard to tell if they are moving or not. Sometimes they might be standing still, then just as it times down to 1, right, they just click a button and it just blows up in your face. So try your best to resolve accel bombs. Okay, so there's meteors and accel bombs. Now, last mechanic is black hole. Now, every time Ozma changes back into a sphere form, it will do black hole, which is around every 2 minutes or so. To resolve black hole, everybody needs to be on one of the 6 buttons. Now, if you look carefully at the platform, there'll be a button on your main platform, and there's a button to the left on the ring-shaped platform. Okay, you can't miss it. The platform has nothing else on it except those buttons. You must be on one of the 6 buttons, and all 6 buttons must have someone in it. If one of the buttons have no one in it, we all get sucked out. If you are not on a button, you get sucked out. Now, do note that dead players, if you are dead,
you will get sucked out regardless of where you are. So you need to stay alive to deal with the black hole mechanic as best as you can. Okay? Now, for the purposes of accounting for all the 6 buttons, range and caster DPS will go to the left. But if you are new and it's your first time here, just go to the nearest button, any button. Make sure you're on a button to prevent yourself from getting sucked out. Okay, let the veterans handle the button to the left. Okay, veterans, if you can, help me to cover the left side button. Okay, that's for black hole. Now, last few things to mention before we really check and get started. There will be 2 knockbacks in this fight. The first is called Shooting Star. Now, Shooting Star is a radial knockback pattern coming out from the center of the platform, pushing you away from the middle. Just position yourself to be punted to the front or to the rear. I will call it out. I'll say to the front, get knocked to the front, get knocked to the front, or get knocked to the rear, get knocked to the rear. Okay, that is the Shooting Star, only during the spike ball form. Okay, and the other one is called Holy. Now, Holy happens during the square form, and it's a small little pushback pushing you away from Ozma to the rear. To avoid it entirely, never ever stay at the very edge of the rear of the platform. Always be slightly away from the back of the platform to avoid getting punted off the back. Okay, there'll be two holies during the square form. I will say incoming knockback. Just be away from the rear. But note that you may have to go to the rear to avoid the AoE, but stay away from the edge of the rear. Okay, likewise, I might say get off the platform, which means you get off to the sides. Incoming knockback, stay closer to the ring shape, the inner ring of the ring shape platform to avoid getting knocked off the rear of the ring. Okay, and that's all the mechanics for Ozma. Okay, the rest of the fight, I'll be doing callouts for it. So just listen to callouts and we'll be fine. Now, at this point of time, we'll do ready checks. Okay, we'll do ready checks up here. Make sure that everyone is ready and accounted for, okay, and present. And carefully jump down to the Ozma platform. Now, the moment we jump down, do not target Ozma. Do not target Ozma. If someone auto attacks Ozma, the fight starts immediately. It's very messy. Do not fall off this platform. If you fall off this platform, you're gonna die even before the fight starts. Carefully walk over to your platform. Place the waymarks. If you don't see it, ask your party to help place them for you. And we will ready up here. Okay, now Ozma is thunder aspected, and there'll be no mega rotation in this fight whatsoever. You will just be on thunder all the way, or against thunder, which is earth. There's no mega rotation at all. Okay, then once we're on our positions, okay, do yell out your party is ready. Okay, if you want, you can do another ready check and just yell out, your party is ready. Okay, yes, any questions you want to ask, just ask now.
I just realized you sound like Michin from Final Fantasy X.
Why, thank you.
Because you literally say pretty much, and that's all I've got to say about that.
Oh man.
We should probably call ET now.
Yeah, I
We
know,
should
right?
probably start
Yeah, we should
okay,
start
okay,
right
okay.
now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna start ET.
No.
Okay, we have enough time now. Okay, 22, 4, 5. Okay, 22, 4, 5. So 15 seconds ET. We're gonna start soon. Now, food check. Check for food. Mega board check. Make sure it's you're on the correct element. Tank stance check. Main tank stances on. Okay, LB2 at 2243. LB1 at 2244. Range, caster, or melee LB. But if you're gonna melee LB, Beauty's pro tip number 69, don't touch the ball. Do not touch Ozma if you're gonna melee LB. To play safe, just let the range and casters do it. Okay, now, ready up, breathe in, deep breath, breathe out. If we stay cool, everything will be fine. LB2, LB1, and main tank established. Now, Ozma opens up with heavy hitting tank buster like auto attacks on the main tanks. Keep the main tanks alive. Now, the first mechanic will be going to the rear. Okay, go to the rear, everyone to the rear. Staying stacked together, move forwards together as a group. The spike ball does a split damage auto attack that must be shared. If you take it by yourself, you're gonna die. There will be a pushback to the front after this. Knock back to the front, knock back to the front. Arm's length and surecast works as well. Can continue to stay stacked. Black hole 1 soon. Black hole number 1. Everyone to a button, everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Okay, you yourself must be on a button. Now we are back to, okay, once the animation has gone off, you can step off the button. Okay, once you see swirly pattern, you can step off the button for uptime and DPS. Movement mechanic incoming. We'll be moving off the platform, main tanks get off last. Phew. Main tanks go in first. Okay, the reason for this is because auto attacks are still going off. If the main tank steps off the platform, someone else takes the auto attack. Double movement mechanic. We'll be moving to the rear, everyone to the rear, and then afterwards off the platform. Get off the platform now. Triangle form, Excel bombs and meteors get ready. Excel bombs have gone out, check for Excel bombs, meteors get ready. Meteors go, try to adjust. Place the meteors and then come back to your party for shields and heals.
Oop.
It's fine. Okay, burn adds. Continue to bait pain. Movement mechanic. Stay to the front, stay to the front. Excel bomb, check for Excel bombs. Okay, continue to bait pain. Nicely done. Black hole 2 soon. Black hole 2. Everyone to a button, everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Once the animation goes off, you can step off the button. Movement mechanic. Get off the platform, main tanks get off last. Afterwards, go to the rear now. Staying stacked, move forwards together as a group. Spike ball form, split damage, meteors incoming. Check for meteors, meteors go. Try to adjust.
Please stop this.
I put the fear of God in them.
Now, knock back to the front, Burn adds. Continue to stay stacked. Movement mechanic. Get knocked to the rear. Must be the rear. Wait for the donut. Continue to stay stacked. Move forwards as a group. Black hole 3 soon. Black hole 3. Everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Bye, Rina.
Aww. Whee.
Oh, Dick sacked them. Nice. Movement mechanic.
Nice.
Go to the rear, and then afterwards to the front. Okay, to the rear and then to the front. Square form. Main tanks bait line AoEs away from the party and pop orbs. Okay, everyone else avoid hitting the main tank with the stack marker. They must not take the stack marker. Incoming knockback. Can continue to bait line AoEs away from the party. The square form is the best form to DPS. Movement mechanic soon. Movement
Yeah.
mechanic. Okay, hang on. We will do this last movement mechanic first. Staying stacked. Get off the platform. Get off the platform. Small incoming knockback. Stay closer to the front. Phew. Can move back in.
Oh no.
You just burn the boss. Now is a good time to LB. Okay, if you want to LB, now is a good time. But be on a button if you have to. And commit. Nice.
Oh, so lucky.
I'll sack Pepsi.
Pepsi was so lucky. You died at like the best time.
I mean, there's no best time to die lah, but second best, second best.
Yeah.
Yay, we did it.
Alright, first time clearers,
We did it.
congrats on the clear. You need to yeet yourself into the black hole now after your cutscene. Yay, jump in.
Congrats.
First time clearers need to yeet
Yay.
yourself into the
Yep,
peak.
yep.
Okay, congrats once again for clearing everyone. Okay, for those who made it lah. There's a couple of things I'll mention before we wrap up. So, first thing, remember just eat yourself. Secondly, once you respawn at the south platform, there will be this treasure coffer here, and we're gonna take screenshots at the south platform. So, if you're on the south platform, face yourself away from the exit, and we'll take screenshots here for those who want them as a first time clear. Okay, now while that's going on, now the treasure coffer will okay, if you open it, it will give you a body. Okay, not a body. It'll give you a cloth and a seal. Okay, cryptic seal and damascene cloth. Now this cryptic seal and damascene cloth is what you use to buy the body piece. Okay, the beast body piece. So what you're supposed to do with it is that you're supposed to sell it now that you've cleared. You sell it to a friend. Tell them, say, hey, I've cleared BA. No, this is my shiny new ball mount. I have this body piece or cloth. I'll sell it to you for cheap, and then you can come join me do BA in a future run. Okay, so this way we can get more people to join the BA. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. You are free to sell it on market board or give it to your friend if you wish to. Okay, but do introduce more players into BA. It's quite fun, quite exciting once you've gotten the hang of it. Okay, hopefully not too stressed.
Yeah.
Next, for those who are okay, for those of you who have cleared for the first time, later when you exit the arena here, there's a portal at the rear. Use the exit portal because there'll be a continuation of your quest. Okay, there'll be a continuation of your quest through the portal. There'll be a Popoto on the other end. You talk to them. They will finish up your quest line. Okay, so don't return or leave the instance. You need to talk to the Popoto to finish up your quest. And then finally your Osma ball mount can be found in the achievement menu. But for that to happen, you need to exit Hydatos. So you will claim it after you are done talking to the quest giver. You can get it after you have left the Hydatos instance. Okay, you'll be in your achievements menu. I can feel Kelly's trying to say something.
I am.
No? Okay,
No. I was just like kill it.
I see. Okay, now last few things to mention before we wrap up for today. Now, as usual, a lot of thanks and appreciation goes out to all the helpers for our run. Kelly for being out for today's and actually for all my sessions.
Yep.
Thanks very much, Kelly.
Thank you, Callie.
Yeah, thank
Kelly.
Kelly. Although you died like a few times today.
Look, I was so distracted. You have no idea. Like my cats are being insane. It's literally like I'm part of their jungle gym and they're just running all over me. I'm sorry.
Jack, you should say thanks to Hapun for gracing us with his presence.
Oh yeah, that's
I
true.
know.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Halfwin's our good luck. Halfwin's our good luck charm.
It's like we rarely see Hafun here for BA runs.
Guaranteed clear.
No, lies.
Okay, and a lot of thanks and appreciation goes out to all the other helpers as well. So the usual the regulars there's quite a number of them. Things like people like Melona, the Pentless, Casey Min, Dix, Nia for helping to scout out. Okay, Fel also recently have been organizing runs as well. Which brings me to my
Yeah.
other point. Okay, for those of you who didn't manage to clear or didn't manage to come in, or maybe you're just watching us on the YouTube stream, now that you have seen us go through the entirety of BA, and maybe you feel that okay, that was fun, exciting, I like to do more, get my 5 achievement, 10 achievement, 10 clear achievement, you want to do more BA. Okay, BA is being held ever so often on elemental. Okay, I can only speak on for elemental. Okay, I can't talk about the other DCs, okay, except maybe material. Okay, and what usually happens is that players will call for BA run either through PF. Okay, PF is the number one method. If not, then and or Discord. Okay, so either our CA Discord, okay, Fel, I know does it on our CA Discord. Some of our BA, JP BA addicts will do it on their own JP Discord, but they will also post a PF, and sometimes when we get news of it, we will relink it for them in our own Discord. So keep an eye out in our Discord. You might want to get the elemental ping roll to get notified of when BAs will happen. Okay, if not, then just look out for PFs in on JPDC, on Elemental. They will tell you, like, you know, there's a BA going on at this time, just show up, be prepared, bring a step if necessary. Okay, do note that for some of the more heavily contested runs, meaning that there's like 70 players, 100 players, all trying to do BA. Okay, because now we're hitting a content lull, players will be starting to do the old content again. So it might be more crowded. And on a peak hour weekend run, and you see like 100 players, right, you don't get salty when people start to step your portals. It's a free-for-all thing. Just be aware that there might be step usage. If you want to guarantee your own entry, you should farm your own step as well. Okay, steps are for FFA runs or park runs. Bring a step.
There's gonna be plenty of runs there. You know.
We'll see an increase of runs being conducted, either public runs, FFA runs, as we hit a content lull, okay, in the lead up to 6.5. Weekend evenings are usually the most crowded and most likely to occur, but they also happen on weekdays as well.
Vijay said that they happen a lot on Mana, so if you can't find one here, you can easily transfer over to
Yes,
Mana.
I've heard that Mana does BA runs quite regularly, and they're also quite how do I say it? Organized lah. They're very organized. Yeah, but you can try a lot there lah. Yeah.
Nia's runs as
I
well.
think in Mana just need to. I mean, also in Elemental, but all them are in Mana and prepared to like translate stuff.
Yeah, because they will speak in Japanese lah. So you use a translator to understand what they're saying. I mean, you are visiting the JPDCs lah, so you should expect to be able to converse with them a little bit lah, at least. You may not be fluent or you may not speak Japanese, but you can use a language translator.
Oh, we have a channel for that. If they're keen on going to Mana to do BA runs on frequent, they can easily ask in our translate channel.
Yep, you can make use of the translate channel, but the response time might not be instantaneous lah. So be prepared for that. You might want to come prepared for some of the common phrases that you might expect to use in a JP BA run. Okay, now other than that, I also like to plug Nia's team runs are being organized every once in a while, so keep a lookout for that on our Discord as well. So Nia will help organize team runs ever so often. Usually there'll be some sort of a team to it lah. So just read the instructions and then just show up. Most of the time it's just like come dressed as your favorite XXX thing.
It could be like Final Fantasy, a color theme.
Yeah, so usually it's quite straightforward. Nothing complex, nothing too spicy yet. But if you have interest in spicy runs, let Nia know and then maybe she can make something happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. So Futo said that because they do mana ones a lot, if you see him in the instance, then you're unsure of, translation, it's good to just poke at him and he'll be able to help, I'm sure. Yes.
There's a couple of players who are fluent in multiple languages. Can try to ask them. Just ask. Likewise, if you have any questions regarding BA, okay, today's run I know is okay, even though I took like almost 2 hours and I explained a lot of things, there's still a lot of things that I didn't mention, okay, that I omitted, things like Indomitable, things like how to handle Pain Flare, or things like what do I need to do as a main tank, things like this I don't cover in the practice run. So if you have anything that you are not sure about, okay, now that you have cleared or you are intending to clear more BA runs, feel free to ask them in the Eureka questions channel. Okay, the questions channel is where the serious question goes. Ask it there. Usually myself or Nia will open a thread and will assist to answer your questions there. You can also feel free to converse with us in the Eureka Lounge channel, but that's more for like general chatter, chit chat and things like that. Okay, feel free to ask questions there. Okay, can be anything with regards to BA or Eureka, and we'll try our, or should I say, the veterans and all the BA addicts there will try our best to help answer your questions. Okay, if you have any. Okay, just ask anything you're not sure about there. And that's pretty much it for me today for BA Run. So thanks very much for coming, guys. Thanks once again for all the organizers and the veterans and the BA addicts. Okay, and I will host these runs every month. Okay, so if you have friends who want to join and they are afraid to just like hop into a park run, you can look forward to the next run, very likely to be end of August lah. Okay, so look out for them in the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next BA run. Thanks for coming, guys, and I'll see y'all.
Bye bye.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.